We are live, and today on SIMP Smart, SIMP standing for sincere investing in meaningful principles. This time around, today we have a based life Patrick, a man of many assumed alts, at least that's the rumors. Savior of Gordy the cat from
That's
that
right.
darn Dane, but well, I'll probably get an update on that. The inventor of Ask a Chud, that which I sort of stole for this sort of segment of mine, and a lover of lawyers, a She-Hulk one in particular.
That's right.
What? Welcome, A Base Life, Patrick. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It's good to have you. Haven't had you on a stream for a while.
I know I've been a busy guy, man,
Yeah,
parenting and,
busy
and
man with a
working.
busy life instead of us no lifers online.
I'm a very important person.
So, yes, very important person with very important things. But did your clip make it on a Chud Logic stream today? I don't think it did. Mine did. I'm
Oh, is that
surprised about
right?
that. Yeah, I sent
Which one?
something to his inbox, but let me not gloat too much about it.
Well,
It's
which one
about
was
you,
it? I was
man.
watching.
It might have been earlier in the day when
Oh,
they were
maybe.
talking about the whole Mama Max thing.
Oh,
But
yeah. I missed that.
yeah, you're a busy man. You can't keep track of the chuds, even though it's Ask a Chud's your thing. But let's get into what you're known for. I went over the sort of partner of Grey Poupée, or as he's been known as his hair's been thinning. I think this is why he went with Grey Toupee and why he doesn't go on camera as much anymore. But that
Perhaps.
is
He
your
has beautiful
claim.
hair, though.
Yeah, he does. He does. I'm almost embarrassed to show myself, but that's more
Yeah.
about the room I'm in. Maybe I'll go on camera one day, but
Yeah.
today's not the day for that. So, well, what else are you known for online typically? Just to give a quick rundown for anyone watching this.
I guess I'm known for our Gray and Mine show is Just Be Honest and having, some run-ins with what were they called? The forced adverse?
Actual pricks, actual
I,
dicks,
I hardly I
actual.
hardly remember. I mean, I spent so
Yeah.
much time hating them, but I hardly remember. It's funny. Um, yeah, and I'm just known for being pretty based.
You are a super chatter of the super stream. The only one who beats you is Big Daddy J Mac. And
Yeah,
maybe a few others, but let's just give props to J Mac.
yeah.
But yes, so that is what's known on you online. And also, of course, your love of a certain lawyer, She Hulk. Also, quite interesting take there that if you want to get into a little bit, I won't give you too much shit like Gray
No,
would.
no. Well, it's more of like a joke. It's just that I've always kind of pointed out that I enjoyed She-Hulk, not that it was necessarily a good show. I never watched She-Hulk like, oh my god, I'm riveted by this. It was always shit. It just, it was something
Amusing
that,
shit to you.
yeah, like my girlfriend doesn't normally go in for Marvel movies and Marvel shows. She likes the movies, she doesn't like the shows. But for some reason, she was able to watch that, and we both enjoyed like just laughing at it. It was
Yeah.
like one of the rare opportunities with her to enjoy something.
Well, it's always good to find common ground with your supposed partner, mate,
Yeah,
whatever label you slap on that particular thing.
my lovely
And
lady.
I had something else in mind about that, but I forget now because it's She Hulk. Probably just destroyed my brain. But let's get into other things that you're really passionate about, or should I say, meaningfully invested in this particular case that might not come up a lot.
Hmm. Um, Wait, what are you asking me? If I'm something
Something you're
else?
passionate about outside of what is known about you online. You
Um,
know, general principles. Do you love
yeah,
surfing in like icy weather, or maybe scaling the catacombs or whatever that huge mountain is? I don't know. You know,
no, I
no,
like
not that of interest.
no, I like being. I like being based. I like, you know, I like being able to feel good about myself. That's like my real, this is my interest in life over all things. Like, I want to be able to feel comfortable, pay my bills, and morally feel good in my life on a daily basis. So, it's not like a big secret that I'm sober. I smoke and things like
Yeah.
that, but it's not a big secret that I'm off the booze. Um, and even while I was on the booze, I was striving to kind of just get better in my life. So one of my biggest things, my largest focus is always self improvement, and I don't do like the, for lack of better words, like the gay way. Like, I'm not like in like some
Oh, there's nothing
program
wrong
or,
with the gay way, but you have
well,
your own way. You have your
I'm just
based
saying
way.
the based way,
Yeah.
like, maybe gay. I don't care. Like,
It's much better than super straight. Super straight was a
yes.
little bit lame, but
So like,
just my thoughts on the matter.
I like, if I find an idea, if I find a concept, I try to run with it and see how it does in my life. Like, a big one for me was always like a gratitude list. Writing down a gratitude list, is it's such an important exercise. It seems so silly, but you write down 3 to 5 things every day that you're grateful for, and basically what it does is it retrains your brain, because so day one you write down 3 things you're grateful for, and there's always the obvious. I'm grateful for my family, my my job,
Health.
my health, whatever. And then you go on to the next day and the next day, and each day it gets a little bit more difficult because you're like really having a struggle, and you start doing things like, I'm grateful for this bird I just saw, and I'm grateful for this guy who just let me
Mhm.
go in traffic. And what it does is, after a while of basically retraining yourself to recognize the positive things and the things you can be grateful for, because it's so easy to fall into this constant, this
Yeah.
sucks, this guy sucks, that sucks.
That abyss is always waiting for us. Just
Yeah.
one bad day, I think, is depicted in superhero things. The Joker. It's just one bad day.
Yeah.
You could be
And
the Joker. Well, not you. Oh, not
like,
at least. Okay.
no, not me. But I
Not
mean,
you.
it's very easy to fall, especially on here. It's like, that's all everybody does is focus on the bad, and
Yeah.
laugh at the
Negative hate
chuds, laugh at the
clips.
lol cows. But I mean, really, I mean, even though I'm like trying to find positivity in my life all the time, I have no fucking interest in, anything that's not like a lol cow or some drama
Yeah,
online.
well, it's not necessarily locales aren't bad to laugh at. Some of them love it, okay? Some of them pretty much make themselves locales so get attention.
Yeah, they
It's
make
all
money.
about, yeah, Chris Chan got plenty of money from Noel. Noel's practically Chris Chan's best friend. It's a very weird relationship from what I know, but I don't dig too deeply into that particular locale.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's all about having the right positive attitude, and I think that list is excellent. So, what was your list for today? Let's hope it's good stuff. Let's hope it, yeah, going on Vincent Martin's SIMP Smart was the top of that list. I hope that's
Yeah,
encouraging to you.
it's life changing.
Oh, yes, yes. I'm going to make you a star. I'll
Yeah,
make you a star, kid.
it's changing
Uh,
everything. My penis grew 2 inches.
yeah, I'm going to have you go into a talent agency and you do the whole aristocrats bit.
Yeah.
Oh, and I would fuck it up. But do you know that joke? What are
Which
your thoughts?
which
The
joke?
aristocrats joke? The
No.
aristocrats joke. Basically, a guy goes in the office and tells someone, yeah, I have this perfect act for you. It's an ad lib thing where you think of the most disgusting stuff you can really pile on in this. So let me not get too gratuitous, but
Yeah.
incest, sex, horrible, horrible acts. You'll probably get canceled for it nowadays, but
Mm.
saw a wonderful documentary on that. But yeah,
And
we
and
got to
what's it
look at
called? The Aristocrats?
yes, there was a great documentary on it with many, many great comedians like
Hmm.
Bob Saget, Gilbert Godfrey, brilliant bit if you have a strong stomach for it. But
Huh.
it's a documentary to really go over that.
Yeah.
But
My mind went right to the Disney movie,
the
Aristocats.
Aristocats.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm probably my mispronunciation probably
that's
made that
exactly what. Maybe that's what
association
it
in
was.
your brain. Yeah, I'm horrible with mispronouncing and not really giving a damn about it,
Sure. Yeah.
anyways. But you gotta have fun with even your own stupid moments.
Yeah. My girlfriend's
And
good for that. She's one of her good ones is she says escalade instead of escalate when she's pissed off.
mm,
She'll be like,
yeah,
"Let's
don't
not
get hurt.
escalate things," and I'm like, "Well, let's not bring
Well,
Cadillacs into this."
don't escalate the matter by making fun of her too much. There's a good
No,
balance
she's
within
not
that.
home, thank
She's
God.
not home, so
No,
you could shout it.
she's actually out with my mother and my sisters, which is funny.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's hope she doesn't come back with the woman power energy. Like,
yeah, I
we
don't
are
know.
women, we can take on the world.
Yeah,
Might make things a little. I've been there, done that. Got to keep women as a base man. I'm sure it's not quite the red pill thing,
no.
but
I respect my girlfriend.
yes, base men respect women. They
We
just
do.
don't let women walk over them.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Just there's a good little balance
We
there.
respect women. We just respect ourselves a bit more.
Yeah. Red pill is truly interesting philosophy to go into. That's why I don't want to go into it because of the
Sure.
contradictions.
Yeah, it was a good idea.
But outside of that, how does one live a base life, Patrick? Please educate anyone
I mean,
who's around.
it's pretty.
Oh, hey, Kiditov dropped in. Yeah,
Hey,
we are
what's up, lady?
quite the stinkers, aren't we?
Yeah, a couple of shits, couple
Yeah, just
assholes.
trying to shoot the shit. Been falling into the same chats, it seems like. Also, you really need to get away
Yeah,
from
it's
the same
funny.
chats I get into.
Yeah, it's funny seeing you in other chats.
Wow, I was there. I was doing it before it was cool. Okay, shit.
It's like
I know
running.
about Chud from back in the day, but I mean, again, this isn't about me, about
Yeah.
you. I am curious. What are you finding about so any other places that you pop up that I haven't seen you at, or are you primarily Chud and all those associate people and Tommy C?
I don't. I only listened to Tommy C one time. I think maybe it's his New Jerseyness, kind of like it's like oil and oil.
Okay, a little
Oil and water.
repellent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Something
yeah.
just like I try. I've tried it.
You
I just
try.
can't. But
Yeah, well, I feel the
that
same
that
way. But
that Queeman kid's pretty funny. He's got a way about him. I like. He's a bit based. He just he shoots from the hip and says what's on his mind. I like Chud, of course. I mostly like to just see him lose his shit.
yeah,
Thank
I
you,
mean
kitty.
that man has the best of both worlds. Queeman's just a little shit. He's got his good moments, but he
Yeah,
also got his shitter moments also.
and I've been listening to this other kid occasionally. His name is Lyrics,
Oh, yeah, you do.
Lurx.
You run into my same circles. I've been on. I've
Now
been
that
keeping track of Lolicon lyrics. I even did a little stream on that boy because there was some shitty video on him, and I found it funny to make fun of how ridiculous the guy was.
he's a funny kid, but he reminds me so much of my girlfriend's son and a little bit of mine, just in the way he talks. Like,
A fusion between them.
yeah, and he's like, "Oh, yo, bro, no cap." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck!" I feel like I
The
should go in his
rizzle
room
is
and
the
tell him to
hizzle.
clean up.
Yeah. Clean your room, young man.
Yeah,
Get some Jordan Peterson in your life.
take the trash out.
Well, yeah. We
But
are
yeah,
just
he's good. He's entertaining. He's funny.
dead.
I
We're
like
just
I
falling
like
into
his energy.
I think he invites Spurgs on too much.
Oh, I gotta know. What is that? What is a spurg?
Oh, Spurg, I can give you education. It's basically someone
Please.
who freaks out a lot and does weird things.
Yeah,
It's
where's that
like
come
no
from
one
though?
takes
Is it
some
like
Spurg out, okay? It's like Spurging. Ooh.
it's got to come from somewhere,
If you
right?
don't actually know the base of it, it's a little bit weird. Spurgin. It's just sort of one of those weird terms that came up online, sort of like
Yeah.
Riz or Diz or
Yeah, but I feel
often.
like I feel like most words have an origin. Like Riz, isn't that like some kind of shortness of charisma?
Yeah. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, I'm curious now. See, this is
Spurg,
why I
I don't
like you,
know.
Patrick. Okay.
I'm a
You think
thinker.
about
That's
some
why
of
I
the
hang out
greatest
in
things
kiddies
that I
room.
don't. Spurg. Let's see if we get it. It's a good sort of deviation to
Yeah.
give us a little
I'm
flavor.
curious. I asked chat the other day and nobody would answer me
Well,
because everybody's like
eh,
Spurg, spurging out. I want to spurg out. I'm not
yeah,
gonna
I don't think
spurg,
they know what
spurg,
it is
spurg.
either.
Spurgalicious
Okay, just
definition.
some.
Make them boys go
Yeah, you
loco.
can't use the definition of something within it. Do 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 do. Let's get. I had this little setup. Oh,
Okay.
good She-Hulk reference for you. I like the more comic book, the
Yeah,
'90s
that's my girl.
cartoon. Yeah, she's doing the
On
twerking,
the
the
scene.
working, and we'll go
She got a
straight
bit of
to.
a man ass though.
Whoa, Spurg. Wonder if it is that deviated from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Okay, see, this is why. This is why I don't know what this is because I'm too old.
Oh,
I missed this.
okay. Not quite as old. Not my biggest one, but I was old enough that I was falling out of favor. The term has developed into a definition of having someone with a tantrum, more crudely, shit beat in a childish flair. The slang is usage that's been used to describe those individuals who display the same kind of behavior that someone who suffers from a disorder often possessed. Tantrums or obsessive behaviors on things that are not exactly how someone wants them result. Person being called Spurg, commonly used in a derogatory way or describing someone who's completely annoying in one mind's excessive way or focus on certain things. Let's see if there's a little bit more in here, a little bit more meat. Oh God, we can't use it. This is telling me it's Asperger's. We're being able
No.
by using it. We don't want to be ableist.
Look at
We don't
that.
want to
Look at
use the
that. I
R
told you it came
slur
from somewhere.
or
Look
the
at
S
that shit.
slur.
Spurging out. Now it makes complete fucking sense. Spurging
That
out
makes sense.
is an ableist term and everybody's using it
Yes.
all willy-nilly like they know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, a lot
Look
of
at that
Spurgs are
shit.
all on the autism spectrum. A famous Spurg who's actually fairly popular is Bo Blacks. It's funny how even he's known in the ranks of the leftists, like Ethan Klein, and he came up in the the H Bomber guy video. Bo Blacks credited for that. But yeah, okay, learn something new every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I look at that. We're on here what?
We're
Like
educating the
20, we're not
youth
even
with
20 minutes in and we're fucking dropping knowledge.
yeah. So more people should come on.
Yeah.
That's the problem
Where's Gray
with
today?
some, huh?
Where's Gray today?
I don't know. He's your gay lover,
He
according to
is.
those people that no one knows about.
He's my hetero life mate.
I've sort of scared my sort of spurgy little enemies all the way. Maybe I need to revisit them. Should be fun. But yeah,
I just shot him a message. Maybe he'll join us.
no, maybe. Yeah, you can throw him a link if he wants to come on or if he just wants to pop up and chat. Gray is always a good guy. He always gives me some decent pushback. Not really
I
the
like Gray.
brightest, not the brightest bulb, but he's always has something interesting to say.
You know what though? Gray is he's just a good dude. Like I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass or anything like that, but he's just a nice person. Like he's I don't ever like smell any ill intention towards him.
What? Why is he always giving me shit? Then I'm not that
Because
mean to him.
yeah, because you're an asshole.
I'm not quite. No, I'm not an
just
asshole. I'm a
because he's a
smart
nice guy
ass.
and he's
There
honest,
is a
you know.
difference. There is a difference between smart ass and asshole. Okay.
It's a thin line.
There is a slight difference. I will take the label smart ass. Asshole, Eh, debatable. What about you? You think you go a little bit too rough shot?
Who, me?
Yeah. I mean, how do you
Um,
deal with getting angry at certain people? You had a whole arc of that. I guess that really hasn't. No one's really triggered you
I've
recently.
never experienced anything like that with Dane and those guys. I've never had. I've never been pissed off at somebody for such a long period of time. I generally don't stay angry. Um, now that we stopped talking about it, I'm completely over it.
Yeah.
But uh, I do have I do have a bit of a temper. Like, if
And
I'm
how does you in your baseness get that out nowadays?
well, it was doing this, was getting it out for me for quite a while. And then I took a hiatus through the holidays and everything. Um, some situations changed as far as the space that I used for recording and everything or streaming. But I don't know. I just try to think shit through now, but it's not easy, man. I got this little asshole that lives downstairs from me. He's such a fucking punk. This guy, he's like 20 something years old, him and his girlfriend. And this guy has lived here about a year and a half, and we've been here almost a decade. And as soon as he moves in, he starts complaining to the landlord because we have gamers here. We have two teenage boys, you know. So he
Yeah.
starts complaining to the landlord about the noise, and it doesn't
Mm.
talk to us, complain straight to the landlord. And then I catch him outside one day, and I'm like, "Hey, pal, you know, I heard you were complaining about the noise. Why don't you just come and talk to me? Let's have a conversation about this." And the kid came at me and got hostile right away and said, like, fuck your kids. What time you guys setting your alarms in the morning? You're going to have to carpet. And as soon as he took the tone with me of that, I was like, fuck you, you little shit. And that's when I turn and I lose it. And I go, I see red in the moment. And it was just, and now every interaction I have with this guy, it's going on like a year and a half. Every time I see the fucking guy, I'm like, go fuck yourself. I just,
Mm.
there's certain people I just can't. I just can't. So,
Yeah, there's always going to be those sort of people that you completely just
right.
set you off.
You
There's some
can't.
people with the face you just want to punch. Generally,
Punchable
that's
face.
because, yeah, punchable face. I think that's come up in
And
previous studies.
so what I do with this kid now is if say I'm outside having a cigarette or something, I see him walking up the street, I fucking go back inside. Like I just take myself out of the situation.
Mm.
Because if
You know
you
what
if
I would do? I would get
mm,
one of those old style musket pistol,
I have a
flintlock
couple.
pistols. Just be like, tempt him with that little cigarette towards the sort of flintlock. Is it loaded? Is it loaded? Like,
Mm,
do you feel lucky, punk?
maybe
Do
I'll get
you?
two of them and I'll get a gloves and I'll slap him across the face and challenge him to a duel.
That would be absolutely awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
Why didn't I think about it? See,
but the
I
point
thought
the
of the flintlocks, and you being in your baseness was able to take it to the most
take
base
it to the next
conclusion.
level.
Yeah.
They
Beautiful
the
stuff, man.
point of the story though really is that I can't control any of my feelings when it comes to this guy. Like I want to just I want to attack him, so I take myself out of the situation. It you got to learn at a certain point in your life. There's certain situations you just have to take yourself out of it. Otherwise, you're
Yeah.
going to do some dumb shit. It's like people who are like, "Oh my god, I cheated on my girlfriend. I was at a nightclub and I got drunk and I met this girl and we made out on the dance." It's like, no, motherfucker, you weren't supposed to be at the nightclub in the first place. Like, don't put yourself in a bad situation. And
Yeah.
now,
You
like
may end
with
up
this,
with this catch me outside girl here.
yeah, I would take her though. She's looking good
Of
these days.
course, you were sort of simping for Katie of the Adam and Stitch show when she popped up.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
remember your sort of love for her.
I got over
Were
her
you a little
really
bit of
fast though.
yeah, she shaved her head. You're like, okay, not even gonna have a
I don't know.
internet crush with crazy that.
We got into like a quick like 2 minute argument on Twitter, and I can't even remember what it was about. But I made a comment about something, and she's like, "Why even have? Who asked for your opinion? And why?" It's like, motherfucker, you're on Twitter. Like, you're asking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everybody's opinion. If you post, you're asking for everybody's opinion. I hate when people say like nobody even asked you. Why? Who would care about your opinion? Then don't fucking post it.
Yeah,
Posting it
exactly.
is it's the same as asking my opinion.
Yeah, you're it's a fishing line. You're throwing
Yeah,
it out there, and if
dumb
someone
bitch.
takes a bite, don't spurg out. I had
Yeah,
that happen to me myself.
don't
It's just
spurg,
some people are weird.
don't spurg.
Yeah, don't
Hey, there's
spurg. It's
Gray.
not the base way. Oh, yes, great. This was a last minute thing. I wanted to get Patrick on and we got him.
Yeah,
So go
Gray.
in
We
with
just we just found out what spurg means. Did you know
yeah,
spurg?
very educational.
It's
It's
exciting.
ableism, so you might want to drop wait. I
I
don't
had
think
no
Gray would
fucking
actually use that
idea.
terminology.
I don't think he would either. But I don't.
Yeah.
I wonder if these like. I mean, I don't. I feel like that guy Lurix and Queeman. I don't really feel like they'd give a particular shit. Even Chud really. But
Yeah.
yeah, because they all say like retard and stuff all the time, so they're
It's
not
the
gonna
stick
care.
and stones philosophy. It's really the intent behind it that really matters in the end of the day. At least for
Yeah.
Chud. He's the one who can come back down.
Yeah.
Queeman and lyrics, who knows about those guys? They're young. They have a certain culture to them, and they've grown up in it. And Spurg is just a common parlance in internet lingo nowadays.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was, even though I've heard it like millions of times.
And you've used it.
Correct.
You
Maybe
used it. That's what started this whole conversation.
I even used it. Might have used it incorrectly. Probably not. A Spurg is a
No, I
Spurg.
think
It's
it's. I
someone who
think it.
freaks
I
out.
think you used it. I think it was apt, but you definitely used it. You fucking ableist piece of shit.
I know. I will take that. I'm close to a free speech absolutist.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
I will go over and beyond. I try to be nice unless you're an asshole. This is why I'm more of a smart ass than an asshole. And I like to be creative with my sort of frauding. How do you think is the best creative way to mess with people? Have 5 million alts, name them all sorts of things, and just flood them with all your alt army?
I mean that definitely is like the most fun way to get to somebody. Um, but then you can't take credit for anything good you're doing under your alts, like anything
Yeah,
really
good
funny.
point.
So
It's
it's best to.
sneaky.
Sometimes you have to, though. I guess I mean, in the case of Dane and Bob and friends. I mean, I must have went through like fucking 30 alts, and I'm not ashamed to say
Oh,
it.
you literally? So the 40 alts wasn't quite too far from the truth.
Maybe that's like a stretch, but like I'd say at least 9.
Well, they exaggerate
maybe
everything.
maybe maybe
Eh,
a maybe a dozen. I don't know. But
but you're finding your place. You're finding a community, it seems like. Uh that you're somewhat fitting in. You're still playing up the old guys some places from what I've seen. You
yeah.
have any problems with being that?
Well, I was playing on the old guy thing in the Queeman stream because they were showing this picture of that's right, but spirit credit doesn't count. I need
Mm,
real credit, Gray.
can't
Um,
redeem that at the
yeah,
anywhere but the afterlife, so tough.
can't pay your bills with spirit credit.
No, no.
But
American spirits, but beautiful
I
stuff.
can't. So I don't know who the guy was, but it's some random guy. You probably know who it was. I don't know. And it's a picture of this guy, and he's wearing like stonewashed jeans and a leather jacket, and they're like, yep, I'm getting divorced dad vibes. Yep, this guy's definitely divorced. Yep, divorced dad. Oh, look at this divorced dad look. Look at his black sneakers. And finally, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm a divorced dad. And I'm like, I don't look like this fucking grocery bagger. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Mm.
why is divorced dad an insult? Like, divorced dad is like, it's like 40 is the new 20.
Well, there's all sorts of things, and some insults stick, some land, and there's some weird ones. I've never heard the divorced dad one, but Queeman's a little bit outside my range. He's been sort of popping up. Chud's sort of been following him. So, when you go through enough content, you'll eventually strike some gold, in my opinion. You ever think about doing some of that sort of streaming yourself, just finding random idiots online to sort of pick up and again, maybe have a more healthy relationship with a sort of confrontational set in between each other, or you just good with the chilling on people you like stream?
I like just talking to people, I mean the watching videos is really fun. Um oh, shit, hold on one second.
Another smoke break. Smoke
No,
break of the mind.
I'm having my smoke break dropped off at the front door right now. Um
Mm.
so what were we talking about?
How you have fun online instead of your old Dane days. You're sort of going
Oh,
with chill
yeah.
streams and
No, I just
trying to
I
find
like
some.
what we all used to do. Like I like, talking about fun topics and then like occasionally finding something to laugh at. It's usually like in our case it was always, so much it was so easy with Dane and Bob and them because it was just
Yeah,
constant, it
so
was
much
just constant
material.
stupidity. It was like a fun game. We could have had so much more fun with that too. And like I feel like we held back a lot. Um,
Yeah, it got so serious and it got so nasty there.
it
Why even
did
bother?
when it
Why
was like,
can't they have the true spirit of the shit talk internet?
yeah.
You gotta start making up wild and crazy claims to really exaggerate things. Oh, I
Yeah, well, I
swear.
mean, like, oh, he's gonna kidnap my cat, and I'm cyber stalking, and like, like Gray and I would laugh so bad about that shit behind the scenes. Like, what are? I mean, we laughed in front of the scenes too. Like, what the fuck are they? Are this? Is this Morgan crazy? Is that fucking bitch
Yeah.
crazy? And I mean, the obvious answer is yeah. The only thing that ever really bothered me about the whole thing is I felt like sometimes I had to hold back with things that I wanted to say because we couldn't give them like any fuel, or I couldn't give them any fuel. I should say. I shouldn't put words into Gray's mouth, but like there's
Mm,
certain things like you can't call something gay without it being, especially if you're turning it like doing like a tit for tat thing with some social justice types. Like you can't be like, it's so gay. But it's so innocent, and like, there was a
yeah.
lot of stuff I wanted I mean, I think
Nuance
we
is
always
dead, it seems like. The context, intent, none of that matters.
no, no, it's just always, like, such a bother about the internet.
Yeah.
It's like, I like the so I kinda like Chud's show because, he can sit back and he interacts with the audience, and he just it's like a constant talk, but every once in a while, not so much him, but the other guys, they do this, like, nobody's
The
fucking
chat?
saying it. No, not the chat, but, like, some of the other streamers, they they'll just play a video, and it's like they'll be like 5 minutes, and nobody said anything. The chat's talking, I guess, which is nice, but like, you have a couple hundred people in chat. Like, I don't know,
Yeah, come
talk
on.
more, react harder.
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, that is the meme.
You know
Mm,
what it is?
yeah.
Because even if like I feel like the person that they're covering the video on is a complete jerk off, like they did put some effort into making a fucking video. So like put some effort into fucking responding to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I meant the grind. People's got this content brain mindset.
It's like a free ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stealing.
React tartar.
React
I
harder.
thought he would never go ableism. I'm disappointed in you, Gray.
No,
But
he's like
yeah.
he's a closet ableist, I think.
Okay. Yeah, the Canadian sort of holds back. I think I bring out the bad side of Gray typically. I mean, everyone needs that sort of a outlet. There's so many different ways to sort of ride the waves and have fun with things, but internet's just wacky.
Yeah, it's
Find
fucked
your
up.
own yeah, really fucked up.
And
How
you
would
and you
you fix how would you fix the internet in your base ways? Would you
um
like pollute people with psychedelic
wait, hold on a
shit
second.
through the
Ho-
screen?
Hold on a
Just
second.
through the screen?
I think my neighbor's banging on the floor. Hold on, I might have to fight this
Oh,
motherfucker.
that
Hold on.
neighbor.
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Understand well why he's away.
No, it's
I
just my
guess.
stupid fucking kid playing
Oh,
FIFA.
yes. You shouldn't talk about your kid that way.
Well, that's
You
actually my
know.
girlfriend's kid. He's retarded.
Okay, then absolutely talk
But
even more shit about him.
I'll call my kid retarded right to his face.
Okay, yes, the
He
true
knows.
spirit of parenthood. Coddling of the American mind ain't going to be
Yeah.
happening in your base life.
I started him early. I wanted to desensitize him. Like at like 3, I was like, "You fucking retard, idiot! Like, why are you such a mess? Why can't you just do things for yourself? Stop shitting your pants." Yeah,
I
get a
didn't just.
job or something. Pay some fucking rent. Even now, they don't. They don't pay shit. Yeah, I can't even
Mm,
get these kids to take out garbage.
wow,
Little
wow.
bastards.
You might not be based enough, or your girlfriend is counter basing you.
I'm spurging. I
Okay.
am spurging, Gray. I'm spurging like a motherfucker right now. I'm
Yeah.
spurging out.
Spurging out because of children
Yeah.
who are too freaking lazy and can't take a few little insults and can't even argue properly.
That's so funny.
Oh,
That's so funny that spurg. Maybe that's why when I asked chat, what does spurging mean? There's a couple hundred people in chat. Nobody answered. Maybe,
mm,
maybe because they didn't know.
they probably didn't know. Okay. Words, words, words. People just sort of pick them up as they go along and they don't ever think about it. Like, hell, you could have just Googled Spurg instead of asking, but what fun would have that been? Okay.
Yeah, I want to ask.
Yep. Ask.
Like,
See, test people's knowledge.
I didn't know what nonce meant. You know nonce?
Nonce, yes.
Like the
Don't
English
even know what that
people
means. Sheesh.
for
Let's
the
do another look up. Nonce.
so
I vaguely.
it's an English term apparently for the for maps,
Oh,
which is
maps.
an American term for retarded people.
Okay, I was thinking of different maps.
No,
Okay,
no,
the bad sort of
I mean
maps.
retarded people use it.
Okay. Yep. Whoa.
Yeah,
This one is.
but so I asked somebody in chat. I'm like, what does nonce mean? Like, does
Wow.
that come from somewhere? And they were like, yeah, it means not once would you touch a kid. And I was like, well, that makes total fucking sense. And I'm thinking like maybe it's like some campaign or something that I don't know about from the UK where it's like not
Yep.
once, like not one
Here it
more.
is. Derogatory, prison slaying, rapist, child molester, sexual offender. Oh, those darn proto Americans
Eh,
trying to trick us
Hi,
Americans
Charles.
with, oh, Charles.
Hi,
Spurgeon's
Charles.
gay sexual act. It's gay. Nonce is a word over.
No, are
Nonce
you
is a.
sure?
Oh,
Because I'm going with Spurging means is short for Asperger's.
yeah, that's what we found. That's what we found. And
Yeah,
that's what we're going with. That's what the definition. We
and I
need
mean,
to have a common definition. Too many people redefine words to mean
yeah.
whatever is
See,
convenient for
this is the
them.
problem. People like Charles is the problem because
Yeah.
he's just saying things
Yeah.
from
Trying to be funny.
from
It's
a
not the
position of
base way.
authority in chat, like just like, yeah, this is what
Yeah.
it means. Go repeat it. Go into the world and tell people, that you thought of it
I
yourself.
love my Asperger's with cheese.
Yes.
Uh I like a side of fries with my Asperger's personally.
Yeah.
Crispy and fun to eat. Goes well with ketchup. But yeah, so we went off on a little venture.
Yeah.
What about shows? You and Gray used to have low effort reviews. Do you miss those? You have
I
a
miss everything
yeah.
about Gray.
Oh no, he is your true uh
No, I do.
man.
I miss doing it. I do. It was hard to like, always find the time for me, but yeah, I miss it a lot. And though I was even saying to my girlfriend because she hated me streaming, and now she's a little bit more cool with it since I threatened to leave her. But she
you have to put down the law as a base man.
yeah, so but even would say when when you would do the base review, the low effort reviews, that it would give us a reason to watch something that normally we wouldn't watch, and like it kind of gave like like, all right, I don't want to watch this Killers of the Flower Moon or something, but let's watch it so I can talk about it on stream.
Yeah,
So it kind of like
I do something very similar. Get an idea to actually review something or talk about it online. Like, why else would I watch Barbie besides to talk about it? It has
I only
absolutely no
watched Barbie
interest.
because you fucking assholes wouldn't stop talking about it, and
Yeah, of course.
you want to know
It's a
something? I
knock-on
regret it.
effect.
It's like taking
Good.
the vaccine. I regret it.
I'm glad that we inoculated you to that. You
Yeah.
don't have fun with the convo around it, especially when I'm pretty much the only one who defended it from our little circle there,
No,
and
because
it was
I
funny.
just still think everybody got tricked into watching this fucking movie. I think it's just a stupid movie, and everybody got tricked into watching it because everybody's so like keyed up on the politics of everything that they were like, oh my god, this fucking let's see what this movie's trying to say, and really, it was trying to say fucking nothing. Like Barbie is based.
Hey, let me
Fuck
not
Barbie.
argue with you. I have a big film buff, theater buff that I
No,
think
Gray
there's something deeper.
Gray had said it
Deeper.
best. It was like a Rorschach test for
Yeah, he
people.
probably stole it from me
He
or
probably
someone
stole it from
else.
somebody smarter. He's known to do that.
Yeah,
But
he tends to.
no,
Well,
he was spot on with that because it was like whatever you wanted to see in that you would see because it was like, oh no, it was about men being put upon and it was about women. But we don't have to get into Barbie because I'm
Well, it definitely did have a postmodern flair to it, which is all about subjective viewpoints. So I can't argue with that.
it's
The
making me
theater of
spurg.
the serb. Hmm.
I'm spurging.
You spur. Okay, let's drop off of Barbie. Sorry for bringing up something that's going to cause you to spurg. I
Sorry.
want the base, passionate. Like
Handsome.
I don't want you to go all killer Winnie the Pooh. I'm wondering if they're going to do the same thing with Mickey Mouse now that he's royalty free, or
Well, I
the
mean,
old version of Mickey.
Steamboat
Yeah,
Willie. I hope they make porn out of it.
Steamboat Killer Mickey. Just waiting for that movie to come out. Would you watch it?
Probably not,
Okay.
but only because it's probably going to be like really low effort.
So you haven't been
like
doing
Winnie the
the
Pooh. I didn't watch Winnie the Pooh because it looked
well,
stupid, but I would have watched it if it looked good.
yeah. But yeah. So have you been keeping up with movies, or has your sort of drop off of low effort reviews sort of declined that movie watching thing?
Well, I mean,
Oh,
what the fuck is there to watch?
something to make fun of. You can't
I
find your
watched
next She-Hulk?
I watched Killers of the Flower Moon. That was like watching
No.
a goddamn miniseries. There was no reason for that movie to be that long. I don't even know. I don't even know what they were trying to prove there. It's not a marathon.
It's not a marathon. Slow and steady wins the race after all.
And so many people are like, "Oh my god, that movie! Oh my
Well,
god,
everyone
that
was trying
movie!"
to get me to watch Rebel Moon. I'm like, no.
You
I'm waiting for Dune Part 2 to come out. There's
Rebel
plenty
Moon.
of Part 2s I want. Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Snyder cut.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm trying to think. We started this show. What was that show? I can't fucking think of it now. It was an English show. I was talking to Gray about it recently. Um,
As long as it's not Benny Hill, that would get you canceled.
no, it was
Watch
like
Iron Claw. Didn't
I don't
hear
know
about
Iron
that.
Claw, but no, there's nothing fucking good to watch. There's not do you have any good things that aren't
Oh, I
Japan?
did do the recommendation of what's it called? Instinct? No, Migration, but I was forced to go see that movie. Yeah,
Migration.
I can't say it was some kids movie I got dragged to during
Oh,
Christmas. I really don't keep up with enough stuff. I'm keeping up with video games nowadays because shit, that's the fun stuff. That's the interactive media. Quite a few good video games out there. I'm truly trying to see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Dune 2 who knows when that's going to come out. The first
yeah.
one was sort of impressive. in a certain way. I'm hoping they don't flop it during part two. It's the problem with these 2-part films. You always the 2 parts or trilogies when you know they're in parts. If like the first part's really good, but the second part sucks.
Yeah, and it's
Uh,
like you can get it done in one part. You're just
yeah,
being
yeah,
lazy. You're just trying to spread it
yeah,
out.
yeah. Trying to make that money.
Yeah,
Trying to,
that cheddar better be
yeah,
good.
get
That's
the
all I'm
cheddar.
saying.
I mean, did they really need to make the Hobbit in so many parts? Yes, the Lord of the Rings, it makes sense, separate books. But the Hobbit, did they have to break that apart?
I don't
No.
know. That
Okay.
I've seen them all, and they're the most fucking boring thing I've ever watched in my life.
What? The
That
year going against the Lord of the Rings trilogy or just the Hobbit?
both. But I'll tell you
Ah,
what,
that's not very base of you.
it all gets redeemed by the 1977 version of it, of with the Hobbit music, the
Mm,
greatest journey. Like
God.
that. I'll fucking watch 1,000 times. But
Oh, I'm guessing you don't like the original trilogy, but you do like the Christmas special for Star Wars. That's what I'm guessing here.
yeah, yeah, that was wonderful.
That's
You know what was great
that is
though?
basic.
You remember? Are you old enough to remember when they had that? It was like it was a show they did on NBC or something about the Ewoks. It was like an event. They used to telecast it. Do you remember telecasting when like the radio would play what was on the TV at the same time simultaneously? And
Uh,
you could like this was before surround sound and all that bullshit. We're going to the 80s, going
yeah,
back to the
I
future.
was a wee. I was alive, but I was a wee one in the '80s. So, oosh. And my parents were cool. My parents were cheapos. Okay, so anything cool and hip at the time definitely wouldn't have been something I would have been exposed to.
No, my
So,
dad was cheap too. He would go to Radio Shack or Crazy Eddie's, right? And he would go in and he'd be like, "Let me get the best speaker system you have in this place." Whenever they would do this telecast thing, and then he'd set it all up. We'd invite all my buddies over, and we'd have pizza and shit. And then the next day he'd bring it back and be like, "It doesn't work. I want my money back."
okay, he was cheap but smart about
Just
being cheap.
yeah,
Okay.
fucking genius.
Uh, wow, shit. Is that what you learned from? Weren't you talking about morals in the very beginning? Let's talk about morals. What are the base morals? What is the
Um,
base way to live morals? Because a lot of people talk about morals and all that shit, but I find they're really lacking when push comes to shove with primary principles. Are you one of those people?
I don't have a lot of integrity,
Okay.
but
But you're honest about
but
it
I
at least.
practice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. You work towards getting that sort of energy within there. Oh,
yeah.
well.
Like I'm
Oh,
not.
God. There was 2 Ewok specials? That is scary.
Yes. Well,
Oh,
there was
God.
one like these two kids, and I remember one kid gets trapped under the water in the stream. I've had nightmares about it for years. But
Oh, yeah. That's hell. I remember going to like Disney World and being scared as heck out of the like Indiana Jones ride. Okay. That freaked me the hell out as a
yeah,
kid. I remember that shit. It was the weirdest shit. But yeah.
yeah. But no, what was I saying? I shouldn't have smoked before this. I should. In fact, I shouldn't. I shouldn't smoke during it, but I'm going to.
Okay,
Um,
well, you live in the base life, true
yeah,
and utter. Let's hope your lungs survive, and you're one of the lucky ones.
they'll make it. Um,
Good
what were we?
genetics, I'm sure.
What were we talking about though?
Oh, scary things in childhood. The 2 Ewoks. Oh,
No,
I was trying to bring
before
up
that.
morals.
Oh, morals. Yeah, and integrity.
Yeah.
That I lack. But I think
Wait.
it's still integrity if you lack integrity, but but you're honest about it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what is integrity? But like, it's like
Trying
the
to
act of
strive to be better. Trying to grow
doing
as a person.
doing the right thing, regardless of if anybody can see you or not. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't always do that. I don't always I don't always do the right thing. I try not to. I
Oh,
try not to do like the core principle things. Like I try not to steal, and I try not to be dishonest. I try. Cheating. I don't cheat. Um,
No,
I
cheaters
basically,
never prosper.
you know what it is? It's like I feel like it's like based karma. Like you if you fuck someone over, the chances of you getting fucked over, like just karmically, I think is so much higher. Like you cheat on your girlfriend, like there's a good chance she's gonna fucking cheat on you too, or she already has. It's just you put that shit into the world, you put that poison out there, and it comes back to you.
Yeah. What comes around goes around. This is why I'm never worried about getting back at people. The sort of chi knowing people who will fuck you over will probably get fucked over eventually. You have to have patience, okay? Just make sure to be around to point and laugh when karma finally comes back and bites them on the ass. You don't need to even do anything most of the time. In fact, in my personal opinion, trying to go after someone is counterproductive, at least in today's society. Everyone's going to turn that around on you, make some victim narrative or some other bullshit like that. I mean,
Yeah, like I don't mind helping karma along a little bit though.
yeah, I
Like
mean,
like the downstairs neighbor's a douchebag. I realize his car isn't registered. I don't know. Maybe now he has a
hmm,
ticket. Maybe he got towed. I'm just saying.
maybe.
Sometimes karma needs a push.
Okay, yeah, a little nudge. Don't be too vindictive with it because, as you said, it comes right back around to you if you're too vindictive.
No,
But if
it's
it's
true.
justified,
But
if
it's
it's
like that.
justified,
It's like that. Remember that? You ever heard that story of like, where the guy is like, there's a flood and the guy's stranded on his house, on top of his house. And he's like, I'm going to wait. God's going to save me. And, guy comes up in a like canoe and he's like, no, I'm waiting. God's going to save me. And
oh
guy in a
God,
helicopter went, oh, I'm waiting. God's going to save me. And then, eventually he dies from the floods and goes God. And he's like, why didn't you save me? God's like, what the fuck
I,
are you talking about? I sent you a fucking canoe. I sent you a fucking helicopter and you didn't take it. So it's kind of
no,
like that with
someone like
karma.
that's just a
Sometimes you got to fuck
nonce.
people up.
Bringing it right back around.
Yeah,
Person
nonce.
like that's a nonce. Okay,
Yeah. So yeah,
and he spurred out on God. So shit,
so
thankful.
apparently nonce is a kid toucher or a kid liker or something.
Yeah,
According to English lore, um, which Charles may know about. He messes with those English people.
yeah, those darn proto-Americans.
Yeah.
We have too many of them in our ranks. Also, those darn Canadians. You can't ever trust them. They're just too nice with the hey and buddy.
Yeah, they're
I
too
don't know
shit
how you
faced.
can trust Gray. He's not actually Canadian, but he's Canadian enough that I worry about him sometimes. But I'm glad he is a good friend who trusting in you.
Yeah.
Friendship is a great thing that
Well, maybe like if
needs to
he,
be.
maybe if he did a 23andMe, there'd be like some Canadian ancestry there. Like perhaps like his great grandpa was a Canadian because he is just a kind person.
Oh, well,
He's fair.
he's fair. And I'm a smart ass, so I give him shit about it and have fun with that.
Yeah, you're a dick. Like when we first started bullshitting you and I, like you could even ask Gray this. I reached out to him and I'm like, this is fucking Vincent's problem. Like, why is he such an asshole? Like, I'm like, am I gonna fuck this kid up in a chat or something? And he's like, no, I think it's just his personality. Like he, it's just like he comes off that way, but he's not actually like a total piece of shit. He just plays one on
Mm,
TV. And I was like, I don't know. And then I gave you a little time. And you know what? Gray was right. You are not a total piece of shit. You just come off like one.
I just play one very well on
You
stream
just
and
play
on
one on TV.
TV and in chat. Okay, I get what I get.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has different impressions of each other, and shit goes around, comes around.
Yeah.
And also, I think both of us were in quite an interesting place in that time and space. I was getting out of a sort of stupid ass drama, so I was probably a little bit more hostile, a little more tension, and you were going
Yeah,
into
sure.
that sort of drama there. I mean, I probably do a little bit too much of that shit talking. I see someone else shit talking, I tend to give what's given. But that's just how I am. If I see someone being an ass, and yeah, you have to admit, you're sort of a jackass yourself. Not a perfect saint, but I don't even
For me,
remember that. A little bit, maybe. Yeah. Am I
yeah, no,
wrong in that?
no, definitely. I just have like I have like a bluntness, I guess. I think you have it
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, we
Um,
both do. We're the East Coast boys. A whole bunch of West Coasters we hang around in damn gray, the Canadian wannabe, okay?
yeah,
Mountain time. I mean,
he's
I
a mountain
guess they
mama.
they go yee and do some lederhosen dancing. Well, at least that's my head canon right at the moment that I just made up. Head canon isn't always a bad thing. Head canon can make bad things good.
Um, I'm gonna attempt to step outside of my house right now with my laptop. So let's see how that goes.
Oh,
So
beautiful stuff.
we're going mobile based right now. We're going to the driveway to have a cigarette.
Okay, let me know how that goes. Is it
Well, we're in
snowing
the
around where
process.
you're at?
Yeah, very lightly.
Okay. Saw a few of those lakes. I don't know if it's coming out right now. I shut myself in the dark. I live like a vampire. This is why I don't expose myself to the camera. I'll probably shot. I probably won't show up. Okay. Always afraid of that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
what is the baseman's fear? We're getting down to the deepness. You have any real fears that can sort of be funny to talk about in a weird way, or just don't want to get into that sort of stuff?
Um, I do have some fears. Can we still hear me? All right.
Yeah, you're a little windy, but that's fine. Not exactly.
It's very windy here at the moment. Um,
Mm,
yeah. I mean, I have the obvious fears, like you know, I just always want to try to be a good man for the people around me. So like I'll actually have nightmares at times of not doing that and falling short. And then like a lot of stuff always goes back to the drinking for me. Like I have legit nightmares where I will wake up because I thought I drank.
mm,
And I have such a fear of going back to a place where I wasn't a good person for the people in my life. Like that's really the thing that scares me the most. It's just if I ever
scared
stop
of
trying,
yourself.
I'm scared to stop trying. Like to be better. And then if I do, then I just fall back. And then you're like when you're in that life when you have an addiction or when you have alcoholism and it's every night and every day and it's constant and to to get out of it and get away from it. I would imagine, I'm not trying to put myself on the level of like a POW or something, but it's like I imagine it's something like that. Like you just constantly are fearing, like you're back there, or you could be back there.
Yeah,
Um,
PDS. No, sorry, PTSD. Oh,
yeah,
post-traumatic stress disorder. Not quite
public
that.
displays of affection.
Yeah, I have a way with words that tends to fuck
Those
them
get
up
me.
to the extreme. But that's the beauty of life. You got to find solace in the small stuff. You got to take every moment as it is, shrug off things that aren't too horrible, and move on with making the best life you can. I'm
Yeah,
sure that would be the best way to go.
you take the good, you take the bad, you take it all in there, and you have the facts of life.
Yeah.
The facts of life.
I'm old enough to remember that, but that's probably like an echoing from my older siblings there.
To be
Like,
living up for your dreams, and suddenly it's all about you. The facts of life are all about you. You know what?
and we just lost all our viewers. They all dropped off. Okay, you scared them
Thank God.
away. But yeah, we can just talk real now. Okay.
You can learn every lesson in life from fucking sitcoms from the 80s and the 70s. You follow all their guidelines, you'll be a good person.
Yeah, but you might be a incredibly boring person in some ways. Depends on
Incredibly.
who you model yourself after. Personally, I would like to model myself after Alf. That would don't really like the taste of cats, but maybe you do. No,
But
I know you're trying to save Gordy.
you know about Alf, right?
Yeah, yeah, Alf, popular man. I sort of like the
No,
sort of parody off of Alf and Unhappily Ever After. Missed that
no,
show a bit.
I mean like the actual story behind the show Alf, the creator and everything.
No, no, no. Lay down some base of lore, Alf lore for me.
So there's a movie that stars Ben Stiller, believe it or not. It's like it's funny, but it's more serious. So it's about the guy who created Alf, and he was this.
Mm.
I think he was like an LA writer or something, but he was completely drugged out of his mind and like total sex fiend. And Alf was actually um, a toned down version of one of his stories. And Alf was actually like this drug addict that all he wanted to do was eat pussy all the time. So
Okay, that's what the
that's where
cat
the
came
cat comes in.
from.
So, and
Wow.
this is not just like here's a theory about Alf. Like this is like it's a legit true story about this guy and severe drug addict. I don't actually remember how it turned out for him. Maybe he's dead. Who knows? But
Maybe he got taken by the spaceship that took Alpha away at the end. I think that happened, right?
could
Hmm.
be.
You assume so.
Yeah, I mean
E.T. Elliot.
that was probably him getting arrested for something. Yeah,
Nah,
Gordon Shumway was a cuck.
these
But like,
Snallsberries taste like Snallsberries. Super
what was
troopers.
oh God? What was that movie? I gotta look for the name real quick because it's gonna bother me. My phone's dying. My phone died.
Oh, it's
Um,
dead.
yeah, but it's a good movie,
I'm
and
sure.
it'll give you some real background on Alf. And
Okay. Ben Stiller. Okay. Recommendation. A Base Life. Patrick recommends whatever movie with Ben Stiller about the real
yeah,
life
what the
for
hell was it
free.
called? Not Less Than Zero, but it was something like that.
Long
Something
as it's not 030 dark. That was
Life After
depressing.
Midnight, maybe. I don't know. Something.
Well, the Alf creator, Ben Stiller, we got enough to work with. So,
Yeah,
what do you,
do your work.
yeah, homework for everyone out there in the crowd. Okay. Look it
You-
up. Zero Effect, maybe.
I'm
Gray's
not.
putting it
No.
out there. Do we trust
Yes.
him?
Yes. 100%. Thank you, Gray.
Okay.
I never do my due diligence. That's why I always
Yeah.
relied on Gray because
Yeah.
he was
You
he was the one who
complete
always had our
each
shit
other.
together. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you two are good pairing. I would make a good antagonist for both you.
Yeah.
If
We're gonna
if
make
I
a baby.
okay. And I can be your demon father. I can be
Yes.
the your bromance's demon father to make sure they don't grow up too soft, okay?
Yeah.
Make sure they clean their room and get a job when they're 12.
Yo. So I know
Maybe
that
10.
I keep digressing on you, and I know, but have you been following all that Mama Max stuff? I know you did. You put out a little video about it, right?
Yeah, I did streams. I'm going deep into the lore. I've been keeping
Oh
up and
man,
going.
how
I've
fucking
been
funny
doing the
is that?
backlog. That
I
is
don't.
some serious whack stuff. But
He's a
I
screwball, that
actually knew
guy, huh?
about Max back in the day, so this is
Yeah,
why
some
it's
people had
somewhat
the history
interesting.
already. But yeah,
Yep.
he's a fucking nutter because like I don't believe a goddamn bit of it. Like
What?
well
Blackula?
yeah, Camden Gerard Davis. Camden
I believe
Gerard
there's a grain of
Davis.
truth in there, but most good
Leviathans are
lies
coming for
have a
you.
grain of truth.
I don't know. I think it was a bunch of
Well,
autistic kids hanging out playing Underworld and touching each other's balls, and
well,
that fat girl got butthurt. I know, victims, whatever, but that fat girl got butthurt because Camden was like, "Stop smoking up all my weed and eating all my fucking food all the time, and you're living here for free,
yeah,
and I'm not even getting any like good looking pussy. Get out!" And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh my god, it was a cult." How are you in a
yeah.
cult? How are you in an online cult? Like, I live.
You got to understand how
No,
gullible kids are nowadays. Okay.
I don't have to understand that. Like the my girlfriend makes me watch fucking
Lifetime, probably.
Oh
And
no,
Twilight,
constant.
that would be scary.
She loves Twilight, but constant ID
Oh
channel.
god.
Like we're always watching like Love Thy Neighbor or like I was in a cult or some fucking show. So I've seen these people in these cults and like they can't get out all the time. If you're telling me you're part of a fucking online cult, just turn off your internet. Stand up.
Well, then
Walk
they
5 feet away
trap
from the computer.
him.
Turn your phone off.
I mean, definitely Mama Max knows about the sort of a cult-like behavior. He either has the two first girlfriends, he either moved in, had the Australian chick move in with him and his family. I find it
Uh-huh.
weird that Spencer, there's some Australian chick in Spencer's story also. I'm wondering if that's part of the fiction, but let me not speculate too much.
Mm.
Or he moved in with the girl, and that's how you really get in there. You get in their family. So maybe it's almost like all this is a reenactment of his own sort of a story reframed,
Could be.
because he knew Spencer from high school. Apparently, that's insane. Okay,
Yeah, that is
and the fact,
pretty odd.
so it makes me
Like
think that maybe they were all LARPing. Maybe there was a black guy that she dated for a bit, and he like
that's what I think. I
tried
think it
to.
was a big LARP.
No, okay,
I
maybe,
think
maybe.
and I'm
Maybe a
sorry.
game of Masquerade gone wrong, Vampire the Masquerade. You might be too old for that series, but
And
yeah.
I probably am. And Gray could probably attest to this. I can't figure out like how these guys are constantly getting laid. Like Camden Gerard Davis, fucking Mama Max, Destiny. Like these are the biggest pussies I've ever seen in my life. And they constantly have women just throwing themselves at it. So the reason I say, like, maybe Gray can attest to this is not because he's the biggest pussy, is because he was on, with the music scene. And I'm
Mm,
sure he's known a tremendous amount of guys who are like, how is this guy ever getting pussy? And it's just because they were like on a band or like,
yeah,
what's the
the
like escalated
alter.
somehow.
Oh, women love power.
They
Okay.
do,
What's your
but
thought process on that? I mean, women, what is the base life tell you about women? Or that's not something your expertise of?
oh no, I am a complete expert on women. You kidding me?
Okay. Lay down a little bit of knowledge of your woman knowledge.
Well,
Here's a little bit of that movie, The
oh yeah,
Crime. Ooh,
yep, there he is. Look at him. He's like 12.
beautiful stuff. But yeah, don't want to get
Um,
hit with a copyright strike, but
no,
thought I
that's
would
right.
put that on
No,
to do the
appreciate it.
sort of thing there.
Yeah, I mean the big thing with women is like I don't like all the red pill stuff because I think it just borders too far on. All right, let me take a
On
step back.
Mama Max territory, lock them
Kind
up
of,
in the basement, mentally abuse them.
maybe not even. It's more like so. Yeah, growing up, as a man, you'll always see women with assholes. You see them with these douchebag guys all the
Yep.
time, and
Nice guys finish last.
right, and you're always like, why? Why is that? Why are these douchebag guys always getting the pretty girls? She's such a nice girl. Why is she with this asshole? And it's because like assholes can present as confident. They're more than likely very insecure and controlling and everything else, but they present as confident to the people around them. And women, yeah, that's true, Drew.
Sorry, yeah.
That's true, Gray. Um, the women will make this mistake and think that's confidence, and the red pill thing kind of borders on that. It's like be a piece of shit
Yeah,
to
it gives
women.
false. It reminds me of School for Scoundrels. You ever see that movie? That's what the whole red pill. Like Andrew Tate, did he just watch School for Scoundrels and decide to
It's
do
quite
that sort of
possible.
shit? Because
So it it's just like it's not a good way to be in the long run because ultimately I would assume the goal is to find a woman that you want to be with full time, and if you're going to treat them like shit and treat them as less than, it's never going to work out for you, Like long term, that's just not realistic. Nobody wants that in their life. Somebody they can keep under their thumb. Um, but what it is good, and what I do take away from that, and I kind of had these ideals long before it really became a thing, was just that so many men of our generation were more or less brainwashed into thinking that TV, movies, and music is real life, and that's how you should present to a woman. Like, growing up in a movie, if a man had a problem or an issue with a woman, you would see this like montage of
Mm.
he's calling her at her job. He's calling, and she, oh no, I'm not. Hangs up the phone right
That
away.
would
Not,
make perfect sense with Mama Max in some ways. It fits
yeah.
there.
And like, and then there's always that scene where the woman walks into her apartment and there's like 500 roses in there, like, and this is the idea. Or like you always think back to like John Cusack holding up a radio,
Yeah.
like, so like apply those things and do it in real life, and you're a fucking stalker, and you're a creep, and you're a low confidence man, because you don't understand that you have value in yourself, and you're like begging this individual woman for some sort of attention, which who would want that, so
Yeah. Beta.
yeah, so that's really what I've taken out of it, is you don't have to treat women like shit. You just have to show that you have value in yourself.
Yep. Confidence, be confident enough. Oh, well,
Yeah,
this is my
be
belief. Be confident enough to push back, but still be confident enough to give them what they need also. It's a
correct.
give and take, yin
It
or
is, yeah,
yang.
and be good looking. That helps, right? Right.
Oh, I'm not like you. I can't pull that off, man. Okay, I got to make it up with my assholeness. You want to know why I'm somewhat of a dick? Probably just tried to be too nice for too many years, and I'm just like, fuck it. Why care anymore? Or at
I
least
went
that's the story I'm going to tell here.
Honestly, I went through that myself. I was nice guy for years. I was a late bloomer. Um, I would pine to these girls that I would write, not poetry, but like close. And, I would like tell a girl, like, I love you. You're the one. You're the only one for me.
Mm.
You're the one. And she'd be like,
Yep.
yeah. She'd be like, you're the
You're a
one
weirdo.
today. She's like, I'm going to have one later. And I'd be like, oh my God, this girl I'm crazy about is just running through dudes. And, I
I'm not
went,
putting that on screen, Gray.
I got very, I got to see what he says. But
I'm not putting it up. You can check chat.
I
Okay.
saw it. It was funny.
Let's go back to his he was dancing years, so we should respect. I mean, drugs, booze are also a factor in it.
Yeah.
He's talking about what you were talking about with the music scene, the art
The
scene,
stage.
and yeah, porno scene. Yeah, seeing someone literally elevated on a stage mentally puts them on another level. And yeah, that's all the influencers. That's how they get they have no self-confidence, so they
It's
need to like
amazing.
have it praised. Like I went on the backlog of Mount Max, and damn, the amount of praise that they gave this sort of deranged man who really had incel bait was insane. So as long as you have enough people hyping you up, it doesn't matter what you actually do. You just need to have people push you up the hierarchy. Okay.
Yeah, because
And he did have talent. So that's sort of sad, but
and he also looks like some kind of hybrid human chipmunk thing. But I don't know, fuck, like a hair helmet. But, yeah, no, I went through a period of like, and I'm not going to say red pill, but like maybe red pill behavior of just running through women. Um,
mm,
and it was
no,
like,
you have the looks to have done that, I'm sure.
and speaking, sometimes people say that like that I'm good looking or something, but I didn't. I feel like I get better looking with the years, but I don't feel as if I'm like a really super good looking guy, and I certainly didn't feel that kind of confidence when I
Hey,
was
hey,
younger.
that's not very base of you, okay? Just
Now
own it, man. Shit.
I was uh I was like fat in middle school, and
Okay.
I still feel like I'm fat all the time. It's funny, um,
Okay.
a little bit body dysmorphia for you, but
No.
yeah, no, I went through that period of that, and then finally I got so tired of it. It was like every fucking weekend I was on 4 different dating sites, and like every weekend was a different girl, and it was like It's exhausting. Like it's just
Well, they almost make it too easy nowadays.
they
Maybe
do.
that's the problem.
They
Okay,
do.
just swipe right, swipe right, swipe
And
right. Oh,
easier than that. Let me just tell you, I used to take girls out on dates every weekend or every other weekend because I had my kid every other weekend at the time. Now I have him full time, but every other weekend I'd have dates and take them out for dinner, and then eventually I was like, this is getting expensive. All right, I'll take them out for drinks, we'll meet for coffee, and then it eventually just moved to like, hey, you want to come over? Like I never even met these girls. They came right over.
hmm.
They were all
Easy
in.
come, easy go, though. Okay,
Shocking, shocking. I
people
still
don't want to
actually,
put
I'm
in the
still
effort.
friendly
At
with a
least,
few of them. Don't tell my girlfriend.
mm,
Like I don't, we don't fool
okay,
around, but I still talk to them online and stuff.
okay. Don't
And so
end up in a friend
most of them are,
situation. We
well,
were
most
on
of
a
them are
break.
married. Most of them are married now and have moved on and calmed down with their lives too. I guess that's a part of it also. You get older and your thought processes start to be a bit different. Well, for a large part of a man's life or a young man's life, it's there's that accomplishment of like showing your masculinity and conquering the women and
Yeah,
um,
you're invincible when you're young.
yeah, and then you hit like your
Okay.
late 30s and your 40s, and you're like, I just want somebody who's fucking normal to sit and have a conversation with. I don't really,
Mm,
I'm like, you wouldn't, besides the drinking thing, you would not catch me in a fucking bar right now, like
mm.
trying to pick up chicks. I just could not be taller.
I
Like,
don't think it can be done in the bar anymore with the way society. Asshole. So
well,
I
I
would
mean,
fit right in there.
it's still there. You could still do it, but it's like,
Yeah.
I haven't, I haven't, I've been single for about 8 years now. So I think the world of dating has probably changed drastically
Mm,
in the last 8 years. Prior to when I was single was pre-Trump. So the
well,
climate,
ages ago.
yeah, the climate was so different. Like nobody even gave a shit about any of this, any politics or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, it just became such a like you would see it in dating profiles and things, like but it's just became so much more serious now. I mean, people have broken up over Trump or different political
Yeah,
views
it's
now.
the world's just gone insane. Like
It really
politics is the
has.
biggest thing out there. And
It,
fuck the
it's
noise is my thoughts on the matter.
yeah.
I mean,
Ultimately, it's really none of it is that important.
okay. Yeah. I mean, people are just getting way too sensitive, it seems, and finding any little. You ever see Seinfeld? Like Seinfeld, there was a
Sure.
whole little thing where he would find something wrong with the person. And I think just the way the world is being constructed,
Man hands.
the yeah, man hands. I mean, do you think that plays in the sort of over? I mean, it was even bad in the heyday with celebrity culture. We've gone from celebrity culture to influencer culture, where
Yeah.
there's like a million of them who's uh, we don't even know if they're real at now. They could be AI. Shit.
Yeah.
This is going to get worse and worse. Shit.
You
I
know
don't
what's funny?
blame
I
people for.
I follow this girl on Instagram. What the fuck's it called? It's like she's just one of those girls. She wears a tiny skirt and um,
Okay, a
literally
thought or e girl.
no, 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 nothing like that. It's literally just videos of this chick walking into an office over and over again, and it's like it's called like work distractions or something like that. Very,
Okay.
very attractive girl, same girl over and over again walks in and phenomenal. It's just like, how does this girl even work in an office? And it's very clear they're just like, or at least it was clear to me that they're renting an office space um, to make these videos. And then I just found out the other day she's not even a fucking real person. It's AI.
Well,
She has like an insane amount of Instagram followers, like ridiculous,
mm,
and it's not even a real fucking person.
yeah.
And I'm not talking like that. You ever seen that Bella Hadid or something? It's on like TikTok or whatever. It's like some cartoony looking bitch, and she
Hey,
dances.
I don't do the TikTok. The Chinese have too much of a finger. I'm afraid of becoming a secret, being brainwashed into being a commie if I watch too much of the Chinese, the
I like,
Chinese act.
yeah. I like their massage parlors, and their food.
Okay, yeah. I
But
can see you being a man of culture that way.
Blair White, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And besides, I have one of my favorites of those individuals, and it's not Blair. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm a fan of
Yeah.
Taftage. You know her?
I think someone might have sent me a dick pic of her one time, and I'm scarred for life.
Let me just
She's
tell you something. This is why I say like Traps may not be gay, because that is just a beautiful girl with a fat dick. Like, God bless her.
yeah. I don't know how a trans person can have a fat dick like that. I mean, what do you do to
It's
feminize and
it's healthier
still
looking than
have it?
mine. I'll tell you that.
Okay, maybe not. You might not want to reveal that.
Hey,
How do I?
I'm I'm in almost
Oh,
a decade long relationship. I could give a shit what my dick looks like.
yeah. Okay. Sort of like Dev is always fine with the trans chasing because he's been in a committed relationship.
Yeah, it's like kind of
Yep.
like it's like if you're a retired boxer, be like, I kick that guy's ass, I'll kick that guy's ass. You know, you're not really gonna ever do it, so you can say all you want about it.
No.
But I do have to say, I think that girl is beautiful. But back to the that thing. Do you
The
have
thing with the
Instagram?
man.
No, now with the
Nope.
man.
Stay away from all those apps. I am rather low key. Twitter is about the best I do, and I don't even do very good on
You could
that. But I
probably
know
honestly,
I know
you know,
about
you
the crazy
no, because you got to
Instagram
see
thing.
this. You got to see this girl. You could probably just like Google it. I think it's called
Yeah.
work distractions.
Okay, let's do a little going into the base mind with work distractions.
I think that's what it's called. Work distractions Instagram, maybe. And it's not that,
Distraction.
I'm not like focused on the fact that the girl is really attractive. I'm focused on the fact that I had no fucking idea it wasn't a real person.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to add that. Instagram. Yeah, well, yeah, AI is getting insane.
You found it?
Not quite. Okay, I'm a slow typer with office
Yeah, it's
distractions.
like a girl in a black dress and a red top. You'll see what will pop up. But like
Mm,
I'm not a big Instagrammer. I don't really like it. I don't really understand it. But I like titties, obviously. And
what base guy doesn't dislike
sure.
titties?
So every once in a while out of boredom, I'll just give a scroll through and it's always some debauchery on there.
Yeah.
There's certain things I won't use. Like I'm okay with Instagram. I won't have like Reddit on any of my anything because it's just too. You could just travel too far down a rabbit hole on Reddit.
Oh,
Never know what you end up with when
yeah. I
you're done
stay
at the
away
end of
from
that.
that.
Uh, uh, after that smash
Okay.
session.
Let's get some high quality culture, and I'm on the wrong
Mm,
screen, so
titties.
embarrassing. But I am looking at this girl, or what seems like a girl. Gaming
It's the
office
brunette, right?
distractions does seem to be that way.
There she is. She's not a
Yep.
real fucking person.
She completely artificial.
I don't know. But I saw a thing the other day about her, and they're like, this girl has X amount of followers. She's not fucking real.
Mm,
Yes, Gray. She's trans real.
yeah. Let's see if we can get a little bit of that action. So she's not real.
According to the internet, and the internet doesn't lie.
Oh, the internet never lies, I'm sure. Yeah. Has nice size. God, okay. No,
I
I'm
mean,
trying
Jesus
to
Christ.
spot the AI. I know there are sort of filters that can extremely aftertouch it. I'm just not seeing any sort of
Hello.
not seeing any of the tall tales. If this is
Tall
completely
tales.
AI generated.
I just saw what she had for lunch.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I read the article very briefly, and it was like this is not a real person. It's AI. Um,
Okay, let's go down this rabbit
let's
hole real
find
quick.
out.
Yeah, let's go deep. I mean, sheesh, this is all about the base lifestyle and all about you and going down what interests you.
Sure.
Yeah. And let me look. Instagram AI. Okay.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's real, and I'll move to where she lives, and I'll marry her.
Uh,
I took
least
I
in
took a pill before I read the article, Gray.
okay. Maybe it's a little bit off. Yeah, she does not seem like AI. Maybe it's getting confused with it. Not seeing much. It could be artificially. Yeah, I'm not seeing this. Not seeing anything about AI. Maybe someone's trying to send you the wrong thing.
Maybe somebody was trying to do some misinformation on her.
Yeah, darn. What the hell? That's a
Hello.
little weird of a picture. Yeah, I'm not finding anything about this.
Hello, you like my big titties?
Yeah, well, you gotta
Hello
feel
there.
weird about certain people online. I mean,
I don't
sheesh,
know.
yeah,
I'm gonna have
she
to do
has
some
some
more
advantages
research.
with tits like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna have to
I mean, we're
research
gonna
this
have that sort of shit.
over and
There's
over
deep
again.
fakes also.
It's a deep fox on that one. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I heard. So that's the
Okay, that's the
you
rumor.
know that's the misinformation I'm choosing to spread today.
Okay, beautiful stuff. Yeah, so good at misinformation. So okay, well, we got your insight on love,
Mm.
life. What about work? Okay. What's your thoughts about work? You know, how would you convince your kids that working is the best for you?
I don't know. I struggle with that. I
Uh,
um I basically tell them the truth, which is there's no fucking finish line. Like, because my kids are like, well, I can't wait till I'm done with school. It's like, yeah, then you go to work. And they're like, well, when
yep.
do I get to stop doing that? Like when you're dead. Like,
You can get
or
retirement.
or you can work hard now and you can retire young. Those are your
Yep.
options. Fuck around now
Fuck
and
around,
work for the
find
rest of your
out.
life, or work hard now. Like my son wants to be a cop, and I'm like, that's great. Be a
Yeah.
cop because you can become a
Unless they
detective
get
and move up.
replaced by AI also, like all the other
Perfect.
jobs. Who knows? Robocop.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't become a titty AI girl, I guess I'm happy. But
VTuber is an option for that, from what I hear.
sure,
Voice changer, digital avatar. Who
yeah,
knows?
he could be like Mama Max and send picture of his ass to that guy Wayne. Did you see that?
No, I must have missed that
How
particular
could you
little
miss that? That
knowledge.
was the funniest part of the story. So apparently, he was trying to get that guy Wayne, some guy that had been busted already for pedophilia or for talking to girls or something, and
Oh yeah.
so the guy's like, uh, I'll send you whatever you want. I'll turn on my camera, but you got to like show me a little something. So he didn't have anything prepared. So he threw on a pair of his sister's spandex and took a picture of his own ass and sent it to the guy. And on
Hmm.
top of that, like talked the guy off using like voice changers and stuff.
Well, Mama Max knows all about those voice changers,
Like how
despite. eh,
that's so fucked up. Like I get it. You want to catch these guys. You want to try to like pretend you want to catch these guys, but you're gonna basically like sext and phone sex with a predator. It's fucking-
Yeah, yeah. You going above and beyond. I still think most of it's fiction. Okay,
I
He's an
don't know.
artiste.
You think so? 99% of it, probably, right?
I'll give it more 80,
80.
20% real,
It's fucking
80%.
it's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, the fact that he's just played this game as for so long and shit, just so much
My,
BS. And
it's mind blowing.
oh yes, this woman, there's a vampire sex cult, so we have to just for this one woman's story, we have to mobilize the greatest influencers. I
Yeah.
understand if you want to change
Pick
YouTube
a side.
before. It's still a little gay. Oh, well, let me not be sexist or homophobic, yeah, with the gay thing, but it's a little bit lame that you think the power trip of something like that. People with their sort of crazy ass power trips is just totally insane.
Well, I mean,
And if you
I don't want to bring it back to like, my origins and shit, but like Dane and those guys, like they're just it gets to a certain point with streamers where it's like these fucking people just make shit up. Like it's one
yeah,
thing to be misinformed, like maybe I'm wrong about that AI chick. It's another thing to just fucking make shit up. Like, like Dane called me a racist. Big fucking deal. Who gives a shit what Dane has to say? But like somebody with like 750,000 followers, they call me a pedophile or something. Like, holy moly, like your life could fucking end.
yeah,
It's
shit.
dangerous.
I real feel really bad for Magnetar in that situation. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he was ill prepared, and the commentary spears just complete utter retards. I've known that for a while, following commentary. I'm like, these guys are dipshits. What are they doing?
Well, now hold on,
Okay.
back up a second. Now, is he this? Is he the guy who spoke up for Max, and and then realized later that he was incorrect, or is that somebody
No,
else?
Magnetar is the guy who who presented the story of his girlfriend, the girl that Mama Max was obsessed with in high school.
Hmm.
Then brought in other four ex-girlfriends of Mama Max. That was the guy. If you're talking about Mudahar, who was the dumbass who sort of
That's who I'm talking about. All right, yeah.
yeah,
There's so many names,
yeah.
and they're all. I mean,
They're all new to you. I know about these people. I don't give a fuck about half of them, okay? Because
well, that's why I think
frankly,
you caught my comment the other day in chat. I said this is like starting the season. This is like starting a show from the finale of the third season because it's like I don't know who the fuck is who.
yeah, okay, yeah, I know all these names and people. Sometimes I wish I didn't, okay? It's just maddening this commentary shit and how
Crazy.
stupid they're getting. Yeah, it's insane, but the internet tends to put you in one way or another. You're either against pedophiles or for them, okay? That's sort of
Who is for
binary.
them? There's nobody for them.
Uh
That's why it was
yeah, there
so
are a
funny.
few
Like,
people. Dane was for them, wasn't he? The sort of map
I
thing.
guess technically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, put me on the record. Actual fandom, Dane, pro pedophile.
Yeah. Absolutely. Same thing with Vito. Some weird shit with him, but he at least has the comedian past that he can write it off with. I think Dane's more suspect than him, the ones who are
But
halfway serious.
what I kind of got where Dane was coming from with that whole thing. I actually get the whole argument. I understand it, like the idea of removing a stigma to, you know, uh,
Yes, it's good
to
in an
make it more accessible
idealistic
for
world, but
right, right.
people
But
don't work like that. That's
yeah,
denying the
the,
biological component of people. People are very
yeah.
protective of children. They're
Well, I think a
You have
big
to
part
be
of it
sort
too
of
is
a
that
non-child creep who
yeah.
doesn't concern themselves with children, lives in some sort of utopia
But I
mindset
think
that these sort of sorry.
I think it's okay. I think part of it too is like it's that fear of moving the Overton window of like if we destigmatize something like that, then like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now, then what does that become? Like it's just a slippery slope. But But I get it. It's just that Dane, the type of person that he was, not that I want to talk about him for too long, but the type of person he was such a jerk off, and he was so like, for lack of better words, debate brained or content brained that anything he presented is going to come off like you're a fucking disgusting animal who defends pedophiles. Like like everybody's going to take that look at him because he sucks. But I get the idea of it. It's just it's not realistic.
Yeah, it's also the sort of black and white thinking that most people fall into. I don't even necessarily. I tend to be a little bit soft with the pedophile talk. A lot of people
Yeah.
say the wood chipper. I like the idea of the bomb collar. You know, they go near children, beep, beep, beep. They'll have a warning before it goes off and
Yeah,
blows
or
off
like,
their head. But
cut their dicks off. I don't know. Sew up their
eh,
vaginas.
I like
Cut
the
their
bomb collar more, but I'm a fan of Battle Royale. So,
I
you
I,
know,
I
the
like a
eunuch
little bit
thing
more
sort of
like
has the Game of Thrones thing.
I want like yeah, Game of Thrones. I was gonna say Middle Eastern, but Game of Thrones probably sounds better. Like
Yeah.
you fuck around, we're gonna cut it off.
Yeah,
Steal, we'll
why
cut
take
your hands off.
well, the problem with cutting it off, I mean, yeah, look,
It's what if they're wrong?
how the
What if
hell are
they're
we getting
wrong?
into it? There's still problems with cutting it off. Okay, let's just say
What?
that and leave it at that.
Yeah, I
But
guess that's fine.
we're getting
We don't
back.
have to elaborate.
Yeah,
We don't
you
have to.
know, we don't need pedophile people to find the stream and be like, these guys want to cut it off. Yeah,
Yeah,
most people want you in the chipper. Okay, we're
yeah,
being nice. Okay, let's get back to the media take.
sure.
Because you're saying everything's crap nowadays. You genuinely believe that? And where have we gone wrong in your very based opinion with media? Because you have a unique perspective. You're coming into this space where everyone's like woke or not woke or blah, blah, blah. What's your
Right.
perspective on why media is going down?
I mean, I think like most things, it becomes commercialized. It's like anything. It's like it's like we have a burger place right around here. It's called White Manna, and you go there and you get sliders, and they're the most incredible, greasy, delicious sliders with onions on a potato bun, and and these things sold like crazy, and they popped up another White Manna, and then the concept of it went to another place called White Castle, and it expanded from there, and then like the concept became to make the money and not so much about the product. And that's why when you go to White Castle, the only time that White Castle can possibly taste good is at 3:30 in the morning when you're fucking tanked.
Or
um,
their other name, Wipe Castle.
yes, White Castle. But I think it's kind of like that, like they put the wrong people in charge of everything,
Yeah, like when they kicked Papa John out for
for
using the
being
N word in the
yeah,
proper context, they I think that was a power move to sort of make the pizza worse because I like Papa John's before then. I worked for Papa John's for
sure.
at least a year or two, but after a while I'm like this is just really crap. Bray only knows of the castle, not the mana. You're a fantasy guy, so you should know about the mana. Not too much of an RPG guy, I guess. Not everyone can be as based as Patrick here
Oh, White
and
Manna,
as sweet
great
as me.
fucking. You don't even know. This fucking place would change your life. Like it's like the whole concept behind a White Castle burger, but they actually use the real genuine products and make it there right in front of you. The place looks like you can look it up. I'm not going to dox myself here, but like look up White Manna in New Jersey and you'll find the place and you'll see where the concept from White Castle came from it. And it's like this tiny little like almost house like 1940s 50s style burger joint, and it's still the same original bar in there and everything. Yeah, breakfast bar, whatever, dinner bar, whatever you want to call it, with the stools. And you got to go in there, and it's like the soup Nazi. You walk in there and you don't know your order.
No soup
You
for you.
pretty much you get the fuck out of the way, and they move right. You got to be like, let me get, like four number four, no onions, cheese, fries, go, and just go. And then they, if you don't, they're like next person, and that next person is fucking ready, and then it's like 20 people before you get your turn again. It's like worse than trying to
Mm.
get a drink at a like a high end nightclub, on a Saturday night. It's like it's fucking impossible. But the burgers, right? So you think I'll move on from this tangent in a minute, but you think White Castle burgers, right? Like you go and get like a Crave case or something like that, right? I could probably eat six to eight, maybe 10 White Castle burgers.
Mm.
Most people I think can. So you go to White Manna and you order like 4 or 6 of these sliders. I shit you not. Like on your second one, you're gonna fucking explode because it's so good and so greasy and like it's really incredible. Yeah, there it is in Hackensack. White Manna's original burgers, baby.
Looks good.
It's fucking unreal.
Best I can get is Five Guys around where I'm at. But we do have Lito's Pizza.
You could
Do you
probably
have
get six
Lito's Pizza
guys.
where you're at?
We don't. I never even heard of it.
Well, that AI office chick probably gets 6 guys. Oh,
Yeah,
she could probably take 6. Well, at least 3 guys.
yeah. But she's AI. She can do whatever she wants
Well, if that's true.
if it's true.
As we said, we didn't see any
Allegedly.
facts about it. Allegedly. Yeah, someone brought that up to me, and I do know about some audio software. Like an older chick makes herself look really young. People are like creeped out, and I can understand. But
Sure. I know somebody, I can't say who it is just in case, God forbid, they ever listen back to this. But if they do, shame on you for doing it. I know this individual who's been doing that where I know this fucking girl. Like,
this is
she,
SIMP Smart, Layden, where I get to know someone's passions. Right now, we're talking about burgers.
we're talking about
White
shit.
manna.
Shit, and shit. Some more
Yeah.
shit.
There's not. Yeah. Basic interview style thing that I put together. Sometimes you gotta go back and
Oh my
just
God.
chill.
Now all I
And
want is white manna.
yeah, sorry, man. You brought it up.
I know. It's so good, though. You have no idea.
I like the Litos. Okay, that's probably my area's equivalent to that. Haven't had the joys of the white manna, as you say.
And
Maybe.
let me just tell you something else as long as we're on the subject of food and New Jersey. Anybody that tells you like New York pizza, no, New York pizza is bullshit compared to New Jersey pizza. New Jersey has the good pizza.
Oh, propping for your area. Got it.
No, you go to New York, you may get a giant slice, but it's like this crispy, like gross. Jersey does it right.
Yeah. Said I like the Litos pizza, but they stayed good for a while. I don't know how they haven't gone wrong yet. Okay. I mean, every other food chain place has sort of been corrupted, but Litos, as you, it's just hard to make good food, find good food nowadays. Everything, as you
It's
said,
extremely hard. It's extremely
because everyone
difficult.
wants to go cheap. So you think that sort of plays into the media, like all the Marvel movies are using all these CG instead of wanting to put in the work. I think it's just sort of a symptom of our culture,
Yeah, well,
and
I
it's
mean
so sad.
that's what it all comes back to. It's just like it's not a there's no passion. In television and movies anymore. It's formula. The same
Yeah,
way as like White Castle is a formula for money. White
yeah.
Manna was a place to get a great fucking burger.
Yeah, you copy it and you try to make it cheaper to sell. Like a lot of those Quiznos places, oh,
Oh
great
yeah, but
subs.
do you remember the commercials? Quiz no subs.
Yeah, there was a lot of crazy stuff out there. Oh, Chicago pizza is basically lasagna. It depends on where you get it. Yeah, I will agree generally,
Chicago
but that
Chicago
deep
goes
dish.
deep dish. They get that like
Yeah,
gooey, like doughy, barely half cooked dough. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
maybe it's
some
I don't know.
places can
Maybe it's
probably pull it off. I've had
like
it
if you grow up.
one good deep dish Chicago style pizza once, like ever.
Yeah, we used to have a Pizzeria Uno. That I think that was Chicago style pizza. Remember
Mm.
that place,
Yeah, that
Pizzeria
wasn't a
Uno?
place where I had the good. it- That place was always horrible. It was like
No.
one sort of a small little fire. They had like a really nice little stove in
Yeah.
there, like a fire hearth stone, and that was a good deep dish. But It wasn't a traditional Chicago style deep dish, though. It was a little
No,
bit out there, though.
no, it was, and
And
it
there are
was,
going to
it
be
was a
those
formula.
places out there with the media that still does high quality. Like it's a little bit hard to go into the indie sphere and get good quality. You get it's just there's so much. The internet's both a blessing and a curse because there's so many passionate people can do on such a small budget nowadays, comparison to how it is. But there's
Mm.
just so much shit being out there that's so hard to find something good, something that even suits to your taste.
Well, that's part
You,
of it too, man. I feel like I say this constantly when Nikki and I are sitting down to watch a movie or something. I'm like, you know what? We're fucking inundated with shit. Like, I got however many streaming services, so I probably have access to thousands and thousands of movies um, and
and Netflix
television
was
shows.
good at
And
a certain time, but the competition's just making everything into content, just consumable, blah, 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 blah. That's my thoughts on that. Would you say the same?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess it's a business like anything else. It's just I don't know. They lost it. It's the politics. Like I said, it's the same thing with dating. Like as soon as the politics all shifted, it's like everybody started to pay more attention, and it got into everything like a fucking virus.
Like a virus. Be careful. I don't want to get demonetized. Talk about conspiracy virus theories.
Yeah,
No. Someone will accuse me or you of sexually assaulting someone a few years ago. And there we go.
yeah. It wouldn't be me. I may accuse my girlfriend of it though.
Okay, got it. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely crazy stuff out there with everything out there in general.
Well, like
So,
let me ask you, like, is there a television show right now that's currently on that you would be like, Patrick, you got to watch this show. It's so fucking good.
oh, God, hell no. Okay, the best we can get is something halfway decent. Okay,
All right,
like
how about like in the last 2 years?
sheesh. There has been a few things I believe. I know in the last 5 years at least, okay, but
Yeah, well,
none of them
5 years
ever
is a long
get
fucking time.
popular.
I can watch
The
it. I
problem is I find
talking about 20
something that
hours.
I actually like. Also, the other thing.
Mhm.
Oh God, Gray. No, stop pushing your Velma. Okay, I know it's your meme. Okay, Last of Us TV show was mighty good.
I wouldn't say it was mighty
Maybe.
good.
Well, I think the Mighty Boosh was mighty good. But hell, even comedy's gone down the drain. Like, have you tried to watch Adult Swim nowadays? They used to
Oh
have
yeah, I can't.
high quality, stupid comedy. I tried watching it like a few years ago. They had like Bird Girl. That's actually what I thought She
Oh
Hulk
my
was going to
god,
try to go for.
Bird Girl. What a disappointment that was, huh?
That was
That was upsetting to me.
okay. You figure, I thought that's what She Hulk was going to be, try to have fun with the superhero life, but both of them were just
I would
I
say
think probably She-Hulk's is slightly better just because it's somewhat self-conscious. I don't know. They're both bad, in my
She
opinion.
Hulk was an atrocity. That was just it was entertaining to watch
Yeah, train
like a
wreck.
train wreck. Um,
Yeah,
but
I mean, a lot of
late
people.
Layden Starfish down there is saying Mandalorian season 3 was a banger. But you want to know something? Um, season 1, I was talking to my son about this the other day. When season 1 first came out, that first episode, I watched that and I was like, holy fucking shit. I was blown away.
It had
I had
potential.
the fuck
Yes, it had
I had the fucking
high
chills.
potential.
At the end
Did
of
you?
that, it was like, "Boo," and I could feel the hair on the back of my balls stand up. I was like, "Oh my god, a good show," and I think it was pretty fucking good for a while there. And then all of a sudden, it's like, what?
Yeah, everything
But
goes to shit.
but
This is why I
again,
get.
the
I
politics got in there because all of a sudden it was like Gina Carano and like who tweets
Yeah.
this and then it's like you get this dirty feeling about it. Like I don't ever want to know any of the political opinions of any of my entertainers. I don't want to know any of their opinions. Just
Okay. You're
pretend to
being
be somebody
ironic.
else. I figured as much.
But yeah, there's so much to talk about. Like I could even tolerate the first few episodes of The Rings of Power. Okay. There were some cringe moments. It was like the third episode. I'm like, okay, done. I was trying to give it a good faith reading. Done with that. Alpha Eagle hasn't even tried. Because even when you find something good, you're like, okay, when are they going to turn this into shit? And
Yeah,
even if they turn it into shit, like with the new work, like
I
Picard, people were hyping up the third season of that.
I
I'm
think
like,
I
no.
watched the third season and I got bored of it, but I watched the first
Oh,
season too. I just didn't watch the second. Um, but you know, Last of Us, I'll say that too. Like it was a pretty good show. It was pretty good, but it would have been. And I know everybody's like, "Oh, it's the greatest episode of television." The whole fucking big gay episode was so annoying to me, and I'm going to tell you why. Not
are
because I'm
you a
homophobic.
homophobe, Patrick?
No,
No, I'm doing that for the meme. I'm doing that for the meme.
no,
Sorry.
no. But my mother would tell you I'm a racist. But
Okay.
that's a story for another day. But
Okay.
it was completely fucking unnecessary and ruined the whole show for me. That entire episode of gayness.
Mm.
And again, I have no problem with gay people. I have no problem with gay people being in a show. But I have an issue with just sex scenes in general. I don't care
Okay.
if it's the hottest girl in the world, two of them, 10 of them. I don't want to fucking see it in my television show, much less
No.
spend an entire episode. And I'm not saying we couldn't have had the episode of those two having a relationship. That would have been fine. But they inundated it with like shit I don't want to see.
Okay, I understand. It also it takes a break. I mean, if you're having an action post-apocalypse and all of a suddenly you get this sort of romance in the middle of it, I would be like, okay, does this build the story at all? Does it blah blah blah?
I would have been much more okay with all the same conversations, but they were like chopping wood in the backyard or building something that they were going to use at the end of the episode. Um, I have more of an issue with sex scenes in general, but especially something like that because for me, it was like bullshit. It was like, oh, look at us. We're going to do this big gay fucking episode. And everybody's going to be like,
Big
oh,
gay
how
owl.
brave. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, oh, we're going to make these two, obviously straight actors lay here and kiss and rub fucking donuts together. Like, they only did it because they wanted people to talk about it. And it annoys me in the first place when there's a sex scene. So for there to be a sex scene with two dudes that I don't really think are attractive, it's like, what the fuck
Well,
are we
what if
doing
it
here?
was Henry Calver? What who the
Cavill?
Superman motherfucker and like Johnny Depp in his prime?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that's your thing. I don't know. I'm not into them, but like,
Okay. Yeah.
but
Like you
I'm
must
just.
have hated Interview with the Vampire, the whole subplot of the
I
sort of
watched the whole thing. My girlfriend
they
and I
didn't have a
watched it,
split.
and it was great. And then I watched Jay Longbone uh, do reviews of each episode. Jay Longbone and uh, Carl. I don't know if you know who they are.
I know who Jay Longbone is.
Oh my
Carl,
god,
what did he?
yeah, it was some crazy black guy that she hangs out with,
Okay.
or that she streamed with. But oh my god, what a funny like spare time. Go watch it in your spare time. It's hysterical. She does the whole thing, the whole season.
Hmm.
But again, to me, completely unnecessary. Like, it took me forever to get my son to watch Game of Thrones, and I did pre-warn him. I said, you know what? There's a lot of sex and nudity in it, and a lot of R. And but he's old enough now to where he can handle it. He's mature enough, and he watched it, and it's now like one of his favorite shows he's ever seen. And obviously
Hmm.
not because of the nudity, but he's like, "Oh God, what should I watch next? What should I watch next?" And I'm like, and I'm trying to think of like old HBO shows that he could watch next that I've watched, and I'm like, watch True Blood. Like, yeah, fucking True
True
Blood. That
Blood, really?
yeah. So
Whoa. I would go
so
with Dexter over True Blood.
I didn't watch Dexter, so I couldn't
If
recommend it.
I'm
But he's
thinking of True Blood, that was the vampire one
yeah,
with the
yeah.
chick. God,
So
I hated that one.
I don't know if you or anybody listening has seen True Blood or have rewatched it recently, but we were both not together at the time, but we were both fans of True Blood, Nikki and I, and the we talk about it all the time and whatever. So I'm recommending it to my son, and he keeps turning it down. Which we started rewatching
I don't
it.
blame him.
No, we started rewatching it the a couple of nights ago. It's the fucking filthiest shit I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how I remember any of this. It like literally like vampire ass licking, fucking
Oh
crazy
God.
sex scenes, coked out,
Yeah, like the
you know,
Anita Blake.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. I
eating
wish they
vampire
made Dresden
ass.
Files actually good. I wish Dresden Files was actually good. It's not strictly it's wizards and there's vampires in it, but it does it better out of all those book series.
But my
The,
point being,
the
my
yeah.
point being, to bring it back around to my original point of why I brought up the Last of Us as a response and saying why movies and media suck now is that everything's got a fucking agenda or a message in it. It's not like let's make Last of Us the show. Let's like oh there's a fucking game that's obviously pro LGBT. Like we can fucking take this one episode and shove it down everybody's fucking throat on a thing that like we're all pretty much cool with anyway. And it's a big spectacle and it's what 6 episodes in a fucking season, maybe 8, and I got to spend one watching these guys fucking rub each other's chests for an
Yeah.
hour and not move the
That
fucking
seems like a
story
weird tangent to take in the series.
and not
I
move the
heard.
story a needle. And the only reason that I'm suffering that is because they're not focused on stories. They're not focused on entertaining us. They're focusing on telling us what the fuck is right and wrong, or at very least, focusing on letting us know that they think it's right or wrong. And either way, it's like, I don't need your fucking opinion, guy. I just want to watch a cool show about fucking spores and crazy shit from a game I really enjoyed and represent it
Mm.
well.
Yeah, sheesh. Properly representing media is important to fans, but it's like no one cares about fandom nowadays. They care about what they can do with a popular IP. And when anyone try, but it also annoys me when someone tries something new, it sort of fails. Also, it's sort of
Yeah,
like a catch-22. The just the society we've lived in has just conditioned us to follow the popular trend. And when something good alternative pops up sometimes, it just gets completely unnoticed. I'm sure you've seen shows like that and you sort of get disappointed when you
yeah.
go into a show like that. And it's happened to me way too many times. I'm just gun shy staying with this. Agendas don't necessarily suck. The Wire, The Sopranos, they all had agendas. Yeah, but that was a different era. What were their agendas? Okay. Their agendas were really to show the gritty life of I don't see how you can compare those agendas. Do you know what he's talking about? You're the gray whisperer, Patrick.
Um, I don't know. It's like something about kissing guys.
Yeah, you can
Um,
have kissing guys, okay? Shit, doesn't bother me, but if
no,
it
no. I
disrupts,
mean,
if it's part of the narrative,
I think what Gray is saying, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's kind of saying like they had an agenda for like a certain lifestyle, and they were kind of pushing that as well. Like Tony Soprano being like an mafia boss type. I mean, maybe I'm off base completely here. I don't know The Wire and those other shows, but
it was just gritty, real life. Try to be true to life. Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
still,
I get if that's what he's trying to say. I get that. It's just I don't know. Like
it's done in a different way. It's about how I think your issue. and probably even my issue in the
I mean,
end
I'm
is
trying to
how they
see it.
push agendas.
Well, I'm trying to see it because, like, my father, for instance, would never watch The Sopranos, and my father will never watch Goodfellas and a mafia movie because he finds it to be um, and my dad's not like a holy roller or anything like that. He's a pretty wild guy himself, but he just finds it to be
Mm.
like promoting like a criminal lifestyle as being something fucking great,
The same father who would go get the speakers, then use them and bring them back the next day,
Hey,
saying
he
they
wasn't
don't
a, he
work.
wasn't a criminal. He was playing within the rules.
Okay. He bend the rules, not break them.
He
Okay.
wasn't
Fair
lying.
enough.
They wouldn't work if we couldn't pay the electric bill.
Oh, God. You got to love the logic of that. But yeah. Oh, sheesh. Oh, quite an interesting time.
Yeah,
Well, sorry, my headphones are sort of slipping out on me.
it's all right. What do you got a fucking timer set? That was exactly 2 hours that you were like, well,
Well, obviously my
trying to
phones.
fucking
I'm just
trying to rush this
seeing
along.
oh, I mean, I don't want to stop us on a roll, but I think we covered all the bases. Anything we're really missing with the sort of passions of Patrick, a base life here? I mean, we covered a lot of areas of your life. What you think about media, food, love,
Yeah,
women, society, those darn kids. She-Hulk season 2, really?
yeah. Um, I don't know. I just think that I think everybody needs to mind their own fucking business for a little while. Like people people get into each other's shit too much. Like I'm all for watching drama, listening to drama, but it's like keep everyone needs to keep their fucking opinion to themselves with a lot of this shit.
Well, I don't think it's about opinions. It's about trying to use some fucking twisted logic to press their opinions on other people. Like you need to accept these opinions for X or Y reason and be like, no, I don't fucking do. No, I don't. Just
No,
accept.
that's
You
why
can't.
honestly, I think most people and myself, I prefer the reactionary content to the actual content itself because I don't want anybody fucking telling me what to do. And I think most reactionary shit is in fact that like we don't want you telling us what to do.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I mean
Well,
my girlfriend can't really wrap her head around it. And sometimes I put on um like Chud Logic on like a Saturday morning or something and I'll put it on the TV because I know she's like half paying attention. And I catch her listening to some of it. I'm trying to break her into it because like we were saying, I'm finding like television shows and movies to just be terrible, just mindless. And I find this YouTube lately is just so entertaining and it's just live
well,
free
just to let you
entertainment.
know, there aren't many content creators like Chud Logic out there. Okay.
He's
I mean, have
different.
you found?
He's I mean I think I think he was on the other side and I think he's just a middle of the road guy and he's like it doesn't fucking really matter what our politics are. Just don't be a fucking piece of shit to people and laugh at
Yeah.
things that are funny. It's
Yeah.
like,
Laugh
I
at the absurdity of stupid people and try
yeah.
to have freaking standards. Don't go freaking la la insane, but
Yeah, and if you want to go la la insane, go la la insane, but fucking own that
we'll
that's what
laugh
you're
at
going to
you
be about.
about. We
Yeah,
can laugh.
and deal with the repercussions of it.
Yep.
If that's what
Hold
you
your
want
feet.
the world to see you as. Like obviously, I mean like anything we put out here, it's like, you know, it's a different time. It's
Yeah.
a we used to have the ability to talk whatever shit we wanted and say whatever we wanted. Nobody knew. Nobody remembered that shit. Now it's all in fucking. You say it on the internet, it's done. It's forever.
Like a wire rope act, like freaking Sneeko and all these other people. And that's not really red pill. It's about sort of people just sort of copying and pasting a lot of stuff, ideas, shows, ideas, themes, and there are way
Yeah,
the whole if you know about the whole Simpsons, the Simpsons did it on South Park
yeah,
sort of thing. everything is being rehashed. It's about finding a new way to express it in reality.
Oh
There's only
God.
so many thoughts in the world.
Yeah, I mean, don't even get me started on that with fucking media. Everything,
Yeah.
everything is
There's just
redone. There's not one original idea, and it's all just like pre-packaged into some kind of, you know, commercialized bullshit. It's like everything's a commercial.
yep. Forget someone told me about a commercial being in like a show or a TV, some form of media that I did not fucking know about at all.
Mhm.
But yeah, way of the world. But what are the bright sides of media? There's like free content. People are
Yeah.
making jackasses. That's the total flip side. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
a
I think
acquired
that's it. I
taste.
think we've hit a like a turning point. Like a lot more people are, are seeking out different forms of entertainment, uh, which is nice, and it also means the whole place is going to get flooded with stupidity, which it kind of is now. I mean, look at us.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm trying to sweep. Being based sometimes means you have to keep your house clean.
Yeah, exactly. Jordan Peterson. Well, at least in the beginning, he's rather base before he sold out to the man. But I understand that. That's the problem. All these great artists and the philosophers, they 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 all get consumed by the corporate world. You find something rather base, something you're really passionate about. I- If it doesn't get killed off, it'll eventually be corporatized or
Mm.
packaged in some way. And maybe you'll have the originals like the White Manna you were talking about. That place, I guess, is still goes
Oh
with the
yeah.
core. It's just a spin-off of White Castle that goes with the cheap process. And there still are some running Quizno sub shops that are really good. Just so many people just thoughts of Mr. Beast. Wow, that came out of left field.
Oh, you want to know
I think
something there, Laden Starfish? They fucking opened a Mr. Beast by me. I don't know if this is it a chain. He opens multiple ones, but whatever. He
he's
opened
talking
one.
about the YouTuber. About
Yeah, I
maybe
know.
he's talking about.
No, that's what I'm talking about too. Come on, Vincent. I'm with the times. I'm hip.
Okay,
I
okay,
can.
okay.
I know. Tucka, 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 tucka. I no. They opened one. He opened a Mr. Beast burger in
Oh,
there's a mall that they built by me, right? It's by the Meadowlands, by Giant Stadium, and it's it was this massive project. They put in a fucking indoor ski slope and all this shit, and and it's
it
just been
sounds
at this.
insane to
It
me.
took them like 20 years to finish it and like a ridiculous amount of money. It went bankrupt 6 times. Like you can see the ski slope from outer space or some bullshit. But anyway, so one day we're sitting here with the kids, and my son says to me, "Hey, Dad, this YouTuber's having this thing. Mr. Beast Burger is opening a burger place at that new mall. Can we go?" And I'm looking into it, and then the other one comes in, and he's like, "We're going to Mr. Beast Burger," and I'm like, "I don't think so." And so then my girlfriend comes up, and she's like, "Nick said he wants to go to a burger place with his friends. I'm gonna drive him over there." And I don't fucking think so, but they decided to go anyway. And something like 10,000 people showed up to this mall, and it
Oh
was
God!
not a riot per se, but it was like unruly as fuck. I think there was a gunshot in the parking lot or something,
Wow.
but it
Did
was like
anyone get on the counter and go, "I'm Pickle Rick"?
I think so.
Sorry,
But the funny
probably.
thing
I'm
was
sure for the memes.
this guy actually, Mr. Beastburger, was like, he was like, "Hey, don't fucking come here today." Like I looked up his shit because I'm like, "What is it about?" And he's like, "Don't come here today." He's like, "You're not gonna get a burger. You're not gonna see me." He's like, "There's 15,000, 10,000 people here right now." And like it got more. Meadowlands Stadium is right next to this mall, and it got more attention than most games get.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the power of celebrity fandom can create some really weird scenarios in today's society. Like there was one YouTuber streamer who caused pretty much a riot by doing a giveaway. I forget who it was. I think
Oh yeah, with the
Kyrie's.
PS5s, that was
Yeah,
hysterical.
that's like what the hell? He practically caused a riot. Did he get arrested over that?
I think they tried to charge him. I think ultimately
Shit.
he probably had to pay somebody under the table or do
Yeah,
something under it.
hopefully he got a happy ending out of that also,
Kai Sinet.
Ah,
That's
okay.
correct, Jab.
Yeah, good old
Yeah,
job.
let's talking about
Um,
YouTubers. I went into my kid's room the other night, and I told you I got him a PC, so he's like glued to it now. And
mm,
he listens to like Chud and stuff in the morning with me, or sometimes EFAP if we're just like listening to like something stupid.
you're
But
chudifying him.
oh yeah. And then so the other night, I was chatting around in Queeman's chat, and he's like, he said something about Moist Critical, and I'm like, oh, my kid listens to that. And so I walk in, and he's like, get him off of there. He's like, get him off the Queeman. I walk in, and my kid's watching Moist Critical, and I'm like, how do you watch this fucking guy? Like, he's just like, he's like
Uh,
Manila.
brown rice. Yeah,
Yeah, like
pretty bog standard. Yeah, some of my friends
plain
recommend it. I'm
yogurt.
like, okay, I don't get it. Yeah, I guess
I
that
don't.
one
The guy,
clip with Sneeko was pretty good.
he's like
I'll give him
Jesus.
credit for the Sneeko clip. What are you talking about? Clips. That's not clips. And he pulls out a gun. These are called mags. These are called mags, you moron.
Yeah,
That was
I
funny.
didn't see that,
Okay.
but
That was the funniest thing I've seen from Moist Critical.
I'm sure he's appealing to somebody. I just don't understand it. But I just thought it was
He,
funny.
he is rather low energy. Okay. Shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like Chud. I mean, call me based, but like the guy
Well,
is he's a straight shooter, and I appreciate that about people.
we don't have many people like that nowadays. It's almost
No,
freaking sad that there aren't even really some really base straight shooters out there. Everyone's worried about optics or
you know what?
who's friends with friends.
He was talking to that guy. Who's the guy again? Because I'm not good with names. That that was taken up for Mama Max and like having his back when he really didn't look into anything.
Oh, Mudahara?
Yeah. So
Uh,
Mudahar, does he have a larger following than Chud?
oh, dude, he's huge. Okay. Uh, some ordinary gamer. Okay. I don't see the appeal of him. He seems like brown rice.
But much larger scale.
Yeah. I mean, he's got some
And
respect. I
you
mean,
would think when he was talking to Chud the other day on stream, and you would think that Chud was talking to some rando chatter that called in. Like not an ounce of ass kiss, nothing. He was just like, all right, well, you know,
yeah.
you were retarded, but you fessed up to it. So good luck.
Yeah, most
Like, so fuck off.
large YouTubers has just gone the same path as all media, everything out there.
It's
Well,
black rice.
Black Rock, probably
I
sponsored
prefer
by Black Rock.
yarrow
Sweet
rice.
baby. Oh, uh,
I
let
just
me.
mad about saffron.
Oh God, figures. You are a base man, but yeah, I mean, there's seriously the YouTubers out there are just crafting themselves to be the most bland, just right to be the most appealing.
Again,
And
this is not like a shill for Chud or anything, but like I appreciate the guy for a multitude of reasons. And one being like he streams 5 days a week, like 8 hours. He streams like a work shift. And the guy is based as fuck. Like he just says what his opinion is, how he feels about it based on his own upbringing, culture. And he's like, I don't care if you don't fucking agree with it or whatever. Fuck you.
you
Like
know
so,
what? I'm curious about one of his worst takes. Okay, like he defended someone like I haven't actually watched it. Yavi Dev, Yondu
uh,
Simulator
oh,
Dev.
I wait, I can help you with this. Yonde Rev. Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't actually watched that because
Yondu Rev. Something.
yeah,
All these fucking names. Why can't anybody just have simple names?
No, okay, they have to just fuck with you. It's Yandere. Okay, he made a game called
Yandere.
Yandere Simulator.
Whatever the
So
fuck that is. Yonder Ray.
it's a
Thank you. Thank
Japanese
you, ladies
word.
and
I should
fish.
be able to pronounce it, but putting it together is just
Oh,
like
Yonder Ray.
okay. It's really cringe. I don't
Oh.
identify as a weeb. I identify as a taku because at least the
What?
takus isn't weebs are ugh.
Whatever.
If I still
Whatever the
watched
fuck that
anime.
is.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that means, Vincent.
You're too base for anime, okay? You should respect I respect that, okay?
Yeah.
But still, I have my anime roots and I
Grew
can't
up in a
help it.
time you watch that shit in my house, you'd be a commie.
Hell, half the reason that I started watching anime when I was younger is all the good shows got took off, like Firefly, Sliders, all the
Oh my
shows I
god, I
wanted to
loved
watch.
Sliders. You liked Sliders?
Yeah, Sliders was awesome.
Fucking
Firefly,
Jerry O'Connell, man.
I only got so invested. I'm like, this show's good, but I don't
Let
want
me
to
tell
get
you,
invested.
that was one of those shows where when it was on, I was like fucking obsessed with it. I used to buy VHS tapes to record it, to have cassette tapes of it that I made myself because you couldn't fucking buy it anywhere. So I would wait for them to be like reruns and stuff, and I would get every episode of every season on, and I had it all fucking lined up. I was a Slider crazy person.
Yeah, it's disappointing when it got took off. Then it
Ah, they ruined
went
it.
to Sci-Fi Channel,
Sci-fi,
but it lost its charm. It got really convoluted once
yeah.
it went to Sci-Fi Channel. I
Well, they lost John Rhys Davies, and he was like the only decent fucking actor on the whole show.
yeah, it wasn't a great show, but I
Rembrandt,
liked it.
Rembrandt. Thank you, Gray.
Okay,
Yeah, Rembrandt was
yeah,
great.
Q. Yeah,
What
but
was what
Alpha
was
Eagle,
Rembrandt's
be
song?
careful. He comes from lefty roots, but he's based. Okay,
What was Rembrandt's
He'll
song?
have
Do you guys
some
remember
takes you won't like. What?
the hit from Sliders that Rembrandt was famous for?
I forget. It's been so long.
It'll come
I
back to
really
me.
should revisit it. Just it's sort of
I
like
don't
with
think it
Game of
holds up.
Thrones, how it goes. Yeah, it probably doesn't hold up. The logic probably would blow my brain with how logical I am and how critical I am against all the science fiction. Okay. But yeah.
The crying man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. One hit wonder.
Rembrandt Brown, the crying man. The most stereotypical black character you could imagine in the 90s. He's always like, oh, girl. Girl, you is
Yeah.
something.
But it still was something different, something out there. And of
Oh,
course it failed.
it was a fucking phenomenal idea for a show. Like, why can't they remake that show?
Yeah. Shit. They could actually get better No, they couldn't get better writers. They don't fucking hire good writers. This is why we had a
No.
writer's strike. We're gonna have everything written at least by AI in the future, and that's
Yeah.
sad.
Quinn Mallory is going to come back as a alternate reality trans fucking
Trans
lesbian Eskimo.
I was thinking a little bit of Hitler and Abe Lincoln together, but that's probably
Yes.
the Rick and Morty rubbing off on me. Oh shit.
Yeah, think about that. The Sliders had the multiverse down before anybody fucking had it down.
Yeah, it was just a
It gets
simple
no
idea.
credit.
It was completely stupid in some ways if you think about it
No, it was
logically, but
completely logical. He traveled through the Einstein-Rosen-Podolsky Bridge using a flip phone.
yeah. Oh, that reminds me of Eureka. They had some good moments.
Oh, that was a
before
good
it
one
got
too.
bad. Yeah, shit.
You know what? You know what else was not as good as Eureka? Warehouse 13.
No, I couldn't get into that one.
Oh, I like that one.
Had its moments, I think. I tried to.
Yeah, Eureka was
we're just
great.
reminiscing on so much of old media because
you
yeah.
know why? Because everything fucking sucks now. And these were movies and shows where we were like, look, Sliders.
Even if they weren't
it was
great,
just a simple
they were
idea.
interesting. Yeah.
It was a simple idea, and they made the show based on the idea. Mind you, it got stupid and corporate like everything did around that time anyway. I mean, everything was like some dumb tried to like refashion Star Wars or Stargate style show. Like they
Oh
were trying
god,
for that longevity, which I liked Stargate, Atlantis and
it
maybe a
had
couple
its
of the other
moments.
ones. But um but yeah, that was just these were shows, these were movies that were just good fucking ideas that people would maybe find entertaining. And now it's like that's not why they're making these shows. They're not
No,
making they're not making or they're not putting out Echo on Disney because the fucking world was clamoring for Echo.
yeah, and you're gonna fucking hate this, but this is why I can respect Barbie as a movie. Okay, it tries to be itself. You might hate it, but it tries to be different.
No, I didn't hate it, but it was like
Oh,
I
yeah, it
hated
was something
everybody
that's
talking
very
about it.
okay. It's
I
very
hated that it was like,
postmodern.
yeah, it's not the movie of the
It's
year for
meant to be
Christ's sake.
interpreted in multiple different ways. Okay, I can respect it in that regards, but yeah, it definitely had deceptive marketing that probably gave it a push for some people. I mean, I everything has deceptive marketing nowadays. It's actually the really deceptive marketing that I
Yeah,
actually can almost get props for. Like, whoa, you could actually pull this off and not just toot your horn.
Gray
That's almost impressive.
Gray needs his Hawkeye spinoffs.
Oh God, I've given up on freaking. Well, I'm
Though,
guessing
isn't
that's.
Hawkeye is a spinoff of the fucking Avengers movies, more or less, right? So it's like a spinoff of a spinoff. What's next? We're gonna get fucking Echo's janitor.
Oh God.
I want the whole full story of Echo's doorman. Uh, like who gives a shit about Echo? Who could
I don't
possibly
even
have
know
said
who
they
that
wanted that?
is. I'm guessing that's just a really horrible thing. As I
Nobody
said,
wanted that.
I've given up on Marvel. I'm even giving up on Doctor
Yeah,
Who. I wanted to have hope because I was a fan of Doctor Who, and that just went way off the rails. I'm like, I can't watch
yeah.
this last one.
I liked Doctor Who also, and the last thing I watched of them was the Last Doctor, the one before the lady,
Okay, yeah, it still
before the
had
lady
problems.
involved herself.
The whole build.
It
I
wasn't
actually
great,
didn't.
but
I
it
didn't
was.
hate Bill, but there were some episodes and some like her always saying, "You know I'm gay, right?" I'm like, "Yes." Why you keep on saying this? Okay, why did they
I
bringing up
didn't.
this line?
Yeah, I didn't see the Marvels yet.
Oh wow, I watched the last half of it. It was half bad.
The last half of
At
it, you
least the
didn't see the
half.
first.
Yeah, I didn't watch the first half of it, but the
That's
last
not.
half was actually
That's not
bad
how you.
enough.
That's not how you movie.
Yeah, well, I don't I jumped into some sort of stream, but yeah, let's get off of it. I'm sure we can reminisce all day, and as much as I enjoy talking with you, I'm
Oh, what do you
sure
gotta
we're
go?
both base enough. Well, I'm trying to keep these relatively
See you.
short.
You know what? We'll get off. We'll get off in a second. But it's funny because I'm always hard to get on to a stream, and then I don't ever want to get off.
I understand. I don't want
So
to get off necessarily either,
no,
but
we'll go for like another 2 to 6 hours, and we'll be fine.
yeah, sure. Did you see the stream me and Gray did? 6 hours going over actual fandom, going over Mauler. Not actual fandom, organized chaos going over that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
gotta
I
put
mean,
limits sometimes.
you're gonna cover the long man.
Oh
You're gonna
yeah, we're
you're gonna have a
going
long
over
stream.
dumb man going over long man. That was really
Yeah,
the
I've seen those.
sort of
They're pretty great. I can't stomach looking at anything from Bob anymore, though. It makes me fucking sick. That guy makes
I
me sick
almost
to my
wonder how
stomach.
Will if Will even tries. Charles, sorry, I call
No,
Will
I
Streeter.
don't know. I don't know. I I mean, I don't wish anything bad on anybody, but I just think that he's such a fucking jerk off. So annoying.
Charles is pretty cool. That's mean shit.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's what I was talking about specifically. It was Charles, total jerk
Yeah,
off.
I mean, yeah, he does get along way too
Yeah.
much with Andrew, but let's not get deep into the lore. But yeah, any sort of sign off? Any? Are you going to be streaming more? Because that'd be cool. You and
Yeah,
Ray back together?
I think Ray and I have some stuff in the works. Gonna try to get something going again, and you'll be hearing our thoughts and prayers soon enough
Okay,
for the world.
absolutely awesome. I don't want to end, but my daytime I limit my daytime streams because
Yeah, no, that's fine.
if you want to come on first,
Late and
if
start.
you want to do a stream on Mama Max sometime, or
Sure,
maybe something related around that, that would be really awesome to go into that with another fan of that sort of content.
sure. Yeah,
Well,
fresh set of eyes on the whole thing.
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna give it some more time, but I also, yeah, let me
Listen,
not
all I
really get
know, and
into it.
I know you keep trying to get me off here, but I want to hear
I
from
don't
I want to
want to,
hear.
but
I know. I want to hear from Camden Gerard Davis. I want to
oh,
hear that
yeah, I
motherfucker
want to
side.
hear
Whoever gets his
Blackula
scoop,
give his side.
whoever gets
I
his
want to hear
scoop,
his side.
their fucking gay clout or whatever should just go to 1 million, like straight to the top,
Yeah.
100%. I whoever gets that scoop,
Oh, that would be beautiful.
imagine.
Especially if he, especially if they find out he's like a gay,
Oh
something
my
really
god, that would be
weird,
so funny. That
like
would be so funny if he was like, I don't know what these bitches are talking about. I had them up in
exact-
my place. They was up in my crib smoking up some of my weed, and it was just like, I'm just trying to meet some men. Like that could be the
beautiful.
greatest thing of all time.
That would be base.
Yep.
And this is the end of the SIMP Smart A Base Life Patrick. Thank
Fuck
you
yeah.
for everyone who came and
Thanks for
everyone
having
who
me.
watches this in the future. Bye.
Much love.